Oh man, these stakeouts are murder. I'm so bored my head's going numb.
Try 3.
3 tablets?
No, Police Quest 3 from Sierra Online.
It's got hard-hitting, real adventure game strength. Real actors, video captured and animated. Real action. Use authentic police procedures if you want to survive. Real cases. Track down a ring of crack dealers in a town held in the grip of terror by brutal cult killers. For fast-acting boredom relief, try Police Quest 3 from Sierra.
Hello. Happy Sierra Saturday, everybody. Look at that blood pumping intro. Fast action. Police Quest 3. Yeah, it's not that exciting. In fact, boy, oof, what a disaster this game is. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I'm about to ruin it here with this dumb game that I don't know, perhaps ranks only above Codename Iceman in the Sierra tier list of true awfulness. It's right down there with King's Quest V and Leisure Suit Larry 5, and what else do I have written down at the true bottom of this list so far? I'm making myself a little tier list as I go, and hopefully the last episode of this will just be like, okay, let me just lay it out, let me summarize. Yeah, it's down there with like the Manhunter game, Larry 5, King's Quest 5. You know, it's something. So let's see. This game, this was of course the first point-and-click Police Quest game. After they switched to the 256 color SCI-1 point-and-click interface, and it came out in 1991 for Amiga and MS-DOS, of course, the version we're playing today. And it had been, at this point, 3 years since the previous Police Quest game. Police Quest 2 came out in 1988, and this was 91. And this was, once again, designed by Jim Walls, who, former or retired California Highway Patrol officer who they tapped to help them design this series and inject some real-world authenticity into it. Like, you know, play a day in the life of a real cop, that kind of thing. And I will remind you once again that he was no game designer. He was a police officer, and they had to have people basically help him along and flesh out his very anemic designs all the way through, because this just wasn't what he did. And this is a very special case of that, because by all accounts, Jim Walls was pretty much bailed on development of this game just early on. You'll see that Mark Crow, one of the two guys of Andromeda from the Space Quest series, he's credited as the game director. As he had a similar credit. It was like a designer, director, or something, or producer. He did a lot of the heavy lifting in Police Quest 2, and he did again in Police Quest 3. Jane Jensen, future King's Quest 6 and Gabriel Knight designer, is credited as a writer. And according to recollections from Sierra producer/designer Josh Mandel, he does also recall designer Lorelei Shannon doing a lot of the heavy lifting toward the end of the project. She's not credited on this, which that doesn't necessarily mean she didn't do any work on it, because a lot of people did ghostwrite material for Sierra games uncredited at the time internally. So this would have probably been around the time when she would have been doing work for them. So basically, Jim Walls, despite what the game will have you believe, you'll see certainly right on the beginning, it's like, oh, Jim Walls is just front and center here, because he delivers all your death messages and things. But he didn't. He kind of bailed. He had as Josh Mandel puts it, one foot out the door at the time. And that led to him, whatever led him to his falling out with Sierra. It's something nobody quite really knows, even now. But he went to work for a competing company formed by ex-Sierra employees called Tsunami Games. And that's something we will get to when I talk about the Police Quest 1 remake, because there's some interesting things to talk about there. But this is a little early for that bit. But he was not, once again, not the greatest designer, and other people had to step in for him. Now, this game, one of its big claims to fame is that its soundtrack was composed by Jan Hammer, who composed the Miami Vice soundtrack, and who would go on to compose, well, soundtrack. He composed the television series Miami Vice. He would go on to compose like the Charlie's Angels soundtrack and a bunch of other stuff. But that's Jan Hammer, Miami Vice, big claim to fame. And then that was like a big thing. They got him to do Police Quest 3, and it sounds great. And I should show you before we jump into the game. This was another, because this was 91. This was another game that had separate 16 and 256 color versions. Here we go. This is how it looked. I think they did the best they could with this very pared down Jim Walls. He kind of looks like a zombie a little bit. The title screen, you'll see the 256 color one which is at the top here. It's animated. This like blue and red like police light effect is animated. The 16 color version is it's just a static screen. And here we have, some of this stuff looks okay. Like the exterior of the police department's fine. The interior, like you start seeing some of the overpowering blues. I think this is a little bit. This is not the worst 16 color conversion they did, but this is not one of the better looking ones. I think this was, you recall me last week talking about when an eyesore Larry 5 is in 16 color, and I think this is probably a similar caliber of rush job, just given where things were at the time. Sierra, I would imagine at the time this was being developed, they were very busy, developing and rolling out the Sierra network, which launched in May of that year, so everything else was probably impacted by it. And I would imagine the 16 color versions of these games were probably on the lower priority end. Here we've got just the park, the overpowering green. Boy, you're going to see some more of these overpowering greens when we get to Conquest of the Longbow. Talk about bad conversions. That's the story for another day. Also, Sonny goes from brunette to redhead. If you look, the 256 color versus 16 color. He's a redhead in the 16 color shots here. Oh, whoops. I skipped one here. There's that one. There's your police department parking lot, which looks all right. And the interior of the car, which is just... I hate that screen in any version of this game. Yeah, Ranchy Snippy, you kind of like Police Quest 3 apart from the oops errors. Well, the oops errors weren't necessarily... that was a Sierra thing. That was just a, whoops, the game crashed kind of thing. Also, here's the manual. As has become standard at this point with this series, are like, Lytton Police Department procedural manual, right? So... we got right there. That right there is the copy protection on that first page. He writes his locker combination down in his manual 776. And then we've got all the radio codes that mean different things. And all the different, these penal codes that you have to remember to, like, book people with. You have to book them with the right codes when you take people to jail. And then all this stuff tells you the important bits about booking evidence, which can actually kind of come back to bite you later on when you follow the book and it turns out to be a game-ending bug. You finally got Police Quest 4 open season running on the Super NES. What? Are you being serious? On like an actual, on like the Super NES Classic, or on an actual Super NES? Because an actual hardware, that'd be interesting. Anyway, so we've got all these, you know, procedures talking about, you know, forceful entry into dwellings and courtroom stuff and how to deal with breathalyzers, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And this, the most important page, the street grid of Lytton. This is the city map that shows you the directions you need to take to get to various places as you're driving. A thing we will not be doing much of, because I built skips in for all of the monotonous driving, because it's terrible, it wastes time, and I don't want to be here for 5 hours driving, because that's boring to watch and boring to play. So yeah, and we have like a little walkthrough here. Oh look, Sonny's got his like little like his timeline over here. Look at this on the left page. He's like, "Ooh, I got my promotion. I killed this dude. I got married." He's like writing his important dates down in like his police handbook. And there's this weird doctored-looking photo. I don't know. Those are like, I know they got actors to play all the characters, because you'll see the mugshots in the game. That's Sonny and Marie, his wife. No, I guess those are the real actors. I don't know. Their necks look, it's like they photoshopped faces onto them. I don't know. Those are probably the real people, though. So yeah, that's the Police Quest 3 manual. And let's see. I'm gonna park it on that page, because I'm gonna need that page later. And here, of course, is Police Quest 3. Here's the box. Look at that. Look at that. Reality role playing, says computer entertainer up there at the top. Right? They love that quote so much they even reuse it on the side here. Wow, look at this. So authentic that you can almost smell the cordite of the firing range and see the glint on the handcuffs. Characters in the Police Quest adventure seem alive and three-dimensional. Oh, reality role-playing. Again, on this side, they love that quote. And then a quote from some dumb magazine called Computer Gaming World on the back. It says, "Jim Walls' on-the-job experiences add to the realism and danger that are evident throughout the game." So, yeah. And also, I should note, okay, the subtitle, see, the dude on the cover, who obviously looks like a villain, the subtitle of this game is The Kindred, which should give you a big hint about the direction it thinks if they want you to think the game's going to go. It's a little weird. They don't really pay that subtitle off, let's say. Did Jeff Green review it for CGW? No, that would have been before his time there. This would have been 1991, so it would have been like Scorpia. I think she was probably doing still their adventure game person at the time, right? And or maybe like, I don't know, Charles Ardai. I'd have to look. But it's certainly somebody you've heard of if you're a Computer Gaming World fan. So and I'm not getting I'm not getting the full Police Quest 3 experience without the driving. I had the full Police Quest 3 experience because I beat the game so I could make all these skips. I do a pre-play first to make sure, for all of these, to make sure the game's not going to crash. And so there's not going to be some unforeseen thing that just like stops the stream in its tracks, because I want to avoid that kind of stuff. But yeah, I had the full experience. We're going to talk about the full experience when we get to the last few driving bits on the final day, because whoo boy, those suck. Egg Salad Bob, do I think I know enough about adventure games to ever help make a new one? Yes, absolutely I do. I consult on games professionally, so if you're making an adventure game and you want some feedback, hit me up, because I will do that. I absolutely know enough to do that. All right, let's see. Is there anything else I'm forgetting to tell you before we... most of this stuff is all just stuff we'll get to in the game. Is this game worse than Codename Iceman? No, but it's down there. It's like on my tier list. It's the tier above. It's like King's Quest V and Leisure Suit Larry 5 levels of bad. It's early Sierra point and click bad. So Let's see. Let's get into it, though. Let's play the game. Gonna go to my DOS box. All right, and of course we are playing the Roland MT32 soundtrack, that beautiful piece of hardware. All right, here we go. Okay. Look at this jaunty soundtrack. Police Quest 3, The Kindred. But yeah, this music, the soundtrack is really good. It is not a bad. This is a great. It fits the series. The music in these games has always been pretty good. But that's true of a lot of Sierra games, you know. Designer Jim Walls. Look at this. Look at this action over here. Oh, look at that car. And then the police car just speeding around. Oh, man. Oh, you ready for this kind of tense action? Oh, man, it's going to be great. All right, here's Jim Walls, who says, "Hello, I'm Jim Walls, retired California Highway Patrol officer and designer of the Police Quest series. With Police Quest, you're not just watching some movie star portraying the glamorous part of police work. As Detective Sonny Bonds, you're the man behind the badge. It's up to you to learn and follow correct police procedure to make the right decisions in life and death situations." And yeah, Jan Hammer did the music for this. Yep. In real police work, you have to know when to be a hero, when to rely on caution, and use the other team players on the force. Some of the incidents in Police Quest 3 are based on actual events that occurred during the course of my career. I managed to survive them. Let's see if you can do as well under pressure. Here's the scene you're about to be walking into. Lytton, once a quiet and peaceful little town, has been growing like a weed. There's new industry, good jobs, and a decent standard of living. Unfortunately, progress is not without its side effects. Poverty and crime are going up about as fast as the new cultural center. Homicide detective Sonny Bonds and his wife Marie are still on a honeymoon high from their wedding a few years back. Does that really last for a few years? Marie's got a good job at Oak Tree Mall, and the two have a beautiful new home. I don't see how those two things could coincide. Jeez. As for Sonny, he was promoted to Detective Sergeant with the Lytton Police Department. As the story opens, Sonny's just finished his sergeant's training and is back on duty. Overburdened as the department is, he's been assigned to traffic division for a bit. Seems traffic's always understaffed. Well, that's Sonny's life, and it's a good one, worth protecting. And now it's time for you to assume the role of Detective Sonny Bonds. I happen to know you're in for a heck of a day, partner. And yeah, he does kind of look like the kind of guy who would give you a speeding ticket for going 5 miles over, right? Unless you're going a little fast there, buddy. License and registration. Alright, so here we are. First thing to do. And yeah, that constant typing really is kind of annoying. Alright. So. First thing here. You're in the hallway of the second level of the Lytton Police Station. Several office doors line the hallway. Just gonna go in here. Go into my sergeant's office. This is the sergeant's office. Oh, great. Great, good writing. The in-out basket appears to have something in it. Alright, well, let's go get it. You remove the form from the basket. It's a departmental disciplinary action form with a note attached. The note from the lieutenant reads, Bonds, please interview Officer Pat Morales regarding a complaint. The complainant alleges that the officer used profanity and verbally abused him during the issuing of a citation. Determine disciplinary action, if any, based on your interview. Leave this form on my desk when you're done. All right, well. And therein lies the first big problem with Police Quest 3. That's the door to the homicide office. All right. And over here we have Vice, criminal psychologist's office, and the briefing room, which is where I need to go, because I'm the Sarge. Oh, hey, here we go. This is the briefing room. The junior officers meet here for news reminders and the occasional reprimands. That's Officer Joseph Banks, young, smart, and takes his job very seriously. That's Officer Kevin Miller. He's one of the old school cops. That's Officer Carl Law. Carl's a real cut-up. And the female officer is Pat Morales. You hear she's a tough cookie. Now, the constantly changing, rearranging station, Ranchy Sniff, that actually brings up a good point about this game, which is that, well, every Police Quest game, this station is just completely different. There's also, when you look at this game, the continuity of this game, there are no characters that carry over. Sonny and his wife Marie, who is basically taken off the table immediately and is not an issue, is not present in the game, not really. They're the only returning characters in this entire game, in this entire series. Like, your partner Keith from Police Quest 2 doesn't show up, Captain Hall from Police Quest 2 doesn't show up, and there's very little, there is the most anemic attempt to provide any kind of continuity, and it's done in this is generic enough that it didn't have, these characters could all just be named different things and it wouldn't matter. This doesn't feel like a sequel in terms of like its connection to the rest of the series. The way that Police Quest 2 felt like a sequel to Police Quest 1. It followed up on the events of Police Quest 1 and featured characters from Police Quest 1 getting like knocked off as part of its plot. And this is weirdly disconnected from the first two games. It's like this weird dissonance, like as far as the game just feels weird. All right, let's talk to her. Morales, I need to have a word with you in my office after this afternoon's briefing. Oh, she says, yeah, whatever. Screw you. Fine. That's basically what she says. All right. All right, here we go. You begin the briefing. Good afternoon, people. I'll be filling in for Sergeant Jacob while he's on vacation. You advise the afternoon shift of the procedural information and announcements listed on the clipboard and close by saying, have a safe shift and think about making right-hand approaches on your stops, which is code for saying do that or die. All right. Oh, look at what's this guy doing? Officer Joe Banks responds after being interrupted from his report writing. Gee, Sarge, I'd really like to finish this report. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Maybe I should just shoot you. All right. Don't give me no lip. Okay. All right, let's go discipline this loose cannon. All right. You have a serious talk with Morales. I have a complaint here alleging that you were verbally abusive to one of the violators you stopped. The complaint states that you yelled, screamed, and used profanity. So what do you want from me? The guy was a jerk. He'd have liked to do more than file a complaint, if you know what I mean. Continuing the interview, you ask. All right, why don't you tell me what happened? I pulled the guy over, right? He's going 75, maybe 80 in a 50-mile zone. I walked into the car, boom, right away he starts eyeing me and lipping off. I'm to put up with that crap? You ask Officer Morales directly. Did you raise your voice and use profanity with the man or not? Look, you tried being a woman cop for just one day, then tell me how to do my job. Truthfully, I don't remember what the hell I said, but whatever it was, I had a damn good reason. Okay, Morales, that's it for now. Get back on duty and see if you can keep the civil servant. Sure, Sarge, whatever you say. Uh-oh, what was that? You think about what you've learned regarding the civilian complaint. Did you hear that music? That sting? That means something's wrong. So, these are your four choices. unfounded. You find the complaint unfounded. Exonerated, not believing the complainant. You exonerate the officer. Sustained. Based on the interview, you conclude that disciplinary action is necessary. You sustain the complaint against her. Undetermined. Feeling undecided based on the interview, you label the complaint undetermined. This is one of the cruelest dead man walking situations that has ever been created for a video game, period. Right now, this is like the second, like the first decision I'm making in this game. If I click any box right now other than sustained, I'm dead. Like, the game doesn't tell me, but I'm dead, and it will kill me on the literal last screen of the game where I have control of my character. That is cruel. That is terrible, terrible, awful, awful game design. The fact that I can just click a box here and play through the rest of the game and then die on the last screen because I did not click that right here in the beginning is... this is shameful. This is one of the lowest moments of Sierra's game design. So yeah, we click sustained because, yeah, based on the interview, you conclude that disciplinary action is necessary. She's being, do I have a save for clicking the wrong box? I considered going through the entire game a second time just to show you that ending, but I decided against it because all it is, like, I'll tell you what happens when we get to it, but all it is just, it's like a quick game over, right? But we'll talk about it when we get there. So, sustained, yeah. All right. You leave the complaint on the lieutenant's desk. So, what do I do now? Oh, wait, hold on. There's another thing here, yeah. The in-out basket appears to have a requisition form for a computer access card. So now, we are going to go and get that so we can access our computer. One of these newfangled PCs that I've heard so much about. I heard they're typing their reports on them now. Alright, so we'll give that... Oh, also, look at this. Look at how lazy these item descriptions are. Your Beretta 9mm handgun. You have $10. Your handcuffs are made of stainless steel. A computer ID request form. Actually, some of these are decent, but most of the item descriptions are just like 3 words and really lazy. Alright. You hand your your requisition form to Mike, the head technician. Hey, no problem. You got a new Mark V model, don't you? What a beaut. Oh, what he says, like, goes from 0 to 60 megahertz in 2 seconds, and it has a 4 megabyte memory capacity, XGA graphics, and a 5... You wait for Mike to shut up. But like a streak of bad luck, he keeps going. Just don't spill coffee on it, man. You should have seen what I had to go through when the chief dripped ice cream all over his. Yuck. I think that might be John Williams, Ken Williams' brother. Mike logs your new card and places it on his desk. Okay, Bonds, here's your card. It goes in face up, barrel first. I know that's a little hard for you cop types to handle, but you'll figure it out. It's real simple, man. Just boot up your machine and stick in your card. Great. You pick up the computer access card. Mike mumbles to himself. I'm getting sick and tired of cops who don't return things. You hear Mike tell the dispatcher. Get on the radio and tell that dimwit Banks to get me that tracking device back to me. Record stupid cops, dispatch responds. Officer Banks has a needs tracker for 3 more days. Mike hangs up in disgust. Alright, well, good talk. And now we go back to the 2nd floor. Actually, wait, no. You know what? We go to the 1st floor. That's what we're doing. And we will go over here to the locker room. I believe that's my locker. What was my combination? Oh yeah, I wrote it down the inside cover of my police manual. I always write my passwords where people can find them easily. Oops, whoops. Oh, god damn it. Ugh. I clicked outside it by accident. Alright. Flashlight, nightstick, great. Okay. Cool. And over here, there's the door to the storage closet, where we will go to get some batteries and some flares. And then we will put the batteries in the flashlight. Alright, and then we will go back to the second floor. And now, you have to wait for a call to come over for Sonny to call dispatch. It's annoying and takes forever, so... Oh, look at all these saves, by the way. This is the only game so far where I've had to have 2 separate directories for save game skips, because one single directory can only hold 20 save games. So that's how much driving you have to skip. Alright, so here we go. Ah, Sonny Bonds, please call dispatch at once. Great. Whoops. Oh my god, the cursor's so finicky. Alright. Dispatch. Sonny, we need you to drive out to Aspen Falls to respond to a call. Oh, their units are occupied. You know what? This is another, like, one of those weird, like, it's a little thing. We have to drive to Aspen Falls, which is, like, the park. In the previous 2 Police Quest games, the park was called Cotton Cove. Why didn't they just leave it called Cotton Cove? Like, that would have been another, like, little connection of, oh, yeah, Cotton Cove. I'm going back to Cotton Cove. But they renamed it. Like, why? That's weird. Alright, you can take the cop off the street, but you can't take the street out of the cop, eh, Sonny? Oh, well, it's time. It's getting stuffy in here anyway. Time to... Alright, whoops. Ah. Alright. And now we can go down to the first floor. Go to ground. And here we are in the underground garage, the Lytton County Police Department's new building. Oh, that's how they justify all this. Oh, it's a new building. All right. Cool. Okay. And now we're headed out. Out to Aspen Falls, which, if you look over here, I am heading right now southbound on 6th Street, which is right here next to the police department. So, what I've got to do is, let's see, I need to go down to River, just to be safe, and then turn to the left. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just save the game here as well, just, you know. Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. Oh, no! Oh, I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. I'm an idiot, I'm sorry. I have 2 things here, one labeled Show and Tell and one labeled Foxit Reader. Here we go. Okay, look. We go down, see, the police is right dead in the center of the map on 6, so we go down and turn to the left and go toward Aspen Falls, and then the spot to get out will be somewhere along here. Okay, sorry about that. Durr. So, here. Alright, here we go. And I'm going to save my game. And look at this. See this awesome driving interface? It's really cool. It's just like real life. You can't see anything except for like 2 feet ahead of you. And where did I say we wanted to go left? Yeah. So this is the driving. That's it. That's just the driving. It's this exciting the whole time. Oops. See, I click gas ahead of the car, and it speeds up 5 miles, right? And I can click down, and it goes down, right? See that? Brake. It goes up and down 5 miles each time. Alright. So here we are at Aspen Falls, because the sign just popped up. And we get out. That is the one and only time you're going to see driving. I'm going to skip the rest, because, boy, that's annoying. Alright, so Aspen Falls. Oh, officer, thank God. You've got to stop that man. He's a raving lunatic. Just what seems to be the problem, ma'am? There's a madman over there. Why, he's almost butt naked, ranting and raving about aliens from outer space. He's going to hurt someone. Calm down, ma'am. I'll take care of it. Alright, so how fast can you drive? You can drive like, I think it goes up to 100. But there's like nobody else on the road. The only thing you have to fear is like stop signs at the very extreme edges of the map. That's it. Like, it's stupid. Alright, so, I should probably look around here. The grass stays lush and green on the banks of the river. The azure, I just want to get a description of the whole place. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at him. He's just beating his chest. What's he doing? And yeah, Sonny does always kind of look like Val Kilmer, doesn't he? You there, leave this place. I've come to secure it before the Bethonians come. What does he say? Clear out, get away, the mothership approaches. And yeah. So what you want to do is try to grab him, right? You don't try to stop me. You'll be vaporized if you interfere. Look at that. There's like an extra period at the end of that. Hey, what are you doing? That's my badge. The Bethanians scoff at your badge, lawman. The mothership will squash you like a pimple. This is your last warning. You can't believe this guy. Deranged men can be real slippery. I'm warning you, if you don't leave, I'm gonna have to hurt you. This area must be evacuated. Fortunately, you're carrying a spare shield. You put it on. He just has an extra badge in his pocket, I guess. Okay. Alright. Well, let's see. Can we shoot him? Can I just, like... Here, you have to, like, click your gun on Sonny to... Oh. Oh. Usually you have to click your gun on Sonny. Done. Case closed. Shooting a perpetrator whose only threat to you is his mouth and fist is no way to uphold the law. You're suspended from the LPD, and the press had a field day discussing police brutality. Oh, Jim Walls lives in a different world. Look, is he just going to keep mouthing? Bah, 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 bah. Alright, well, let's just go get him. You can't subdue him from here. Okay, well, let's just walk into the water. What's going to happen? Oh, wait. Oh, look. I get drowned. That was a foolish thing to do. He wasn't worth drowning for. Next time, try to be more creative. So yeah. So the real solution here, you search the deranged man's clothes, hoping for something which will lure him out of the water. You find a set of keys and a driver's license. Hey fella, I think I've got something of yours. Leave those keys alone, foolish mortal. So we take his keys. We throw them in the river. Calling in your old softball arm, you haul back and throw the keys as far as you can into the river. There, now your keys in my bed, your neighbors. I'll kill you for that, you flat-headed, flat-footed ignoramus. Here, hold on, let's save again. Thanks for the sub, bathtub. And if we don't do anything, he just knocks me over and I'm dead, I guess. Don't just stand there while you're being attacked. Do something. It's called self-defense. So there's 3 ways to die just on that scene alone. Oh, there's actually a 4th way to die. I'll show you in a second. Oh, here. What we have to do is... Oops. Yeah, get the nightstick ready. Managing to subdue the deranged man with the nightstick, you check for injuries and see that he's more shaken up than hurt. Alright. And now we handcuff him. You cuff the perpetrator while he's down, and yeah, there we go. Then can we, what happens if I just... Oh, no. Okay. Hold on. Because you, he has a knife on him, and I think he just uses it and kills you when you get back to the police station, but I don't want to go through all that trouble, so... Searching a wet and nearly naked man like this is particularly unpleasant. Nevertheless, you're glad you did when you discover a knife concealed in his briefs. And then you put him in the car. You make sure the deranged man is secured and belted into the front of your patrol car. And then you just talk to him. Deliriously, the prisoner says, I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't the one. Oh, no, don't look at me. All right, buddy. And then you drive him back to the police station. You can just... Let's see how fast the car goes. Yeah, 100. There we go. Let's see, can we... Oh, look at that. Boom. Looks like I took that turn too fast. Taking those curves a bit fast, aren't you? And yeah, why is he in the front seat? I don't know. It's weird. Take your perp to work day. Alright, so... Here, we skip to taking him to jail. Here we are, back at the police station. Alright, and now we have to open the locker. Just like Police Quest 1 and 2. Put the gun in. Put the gun in the locker, lock the door, and take the key. And then, it's much easier with an icon interface, though, than having to type all those times. So now we take his license, put it in the drawer, and we take the knife, put it in the drawer, suspect knife. You mean to tell me you fished that out of this guy's shorts? You've got some guts, Bonds, says Officer Neil McDonough. And then we, I believe we just click the door. So what are we booking this fine, upstanding citizen on anyway? Says Dum Dum Dugan. And then it is code 05150, which you find in the manual. And that's not being in full control of faculties. I'm returning your cuffs here through the Dropbox. Don't forget them. Say, Bonds, Officer Morales is requesting a supervisor for a refusal to sign. She's waiting on the freeway near the 7th Avenue on-ramp. You take your handcuffs. Whoops. How do we leave? I don't know. When we open the locker, we use the key. Open the locker, take the gun, close the locker, and get in the car. And we head out, and we're driving, and guess what? We're just going to skip straight to the freeway stop. We get onto the freeway. Here we are. Up ahead, you see a black and white pulled off the freeway along with the detained vehicle. You slow down and pull to the side. This is much more reasonable. Alright. And we're going to save right here. And here's what happens if we just walk up. We die. We just get mowed down. Smart cop knows that you never approach a detained vehicle from the driver's side. Better crack open that officer's manual and bone up on correct procedures. Thanks, Dad. Oy. So, what we actually do is we walk over here. We talk to her. Okay, boss man, you handle it. Why is the violator refusing to sign the ticket? Who knows? Geez, first I get this stupid cow, now I'd have to deal with you too. This policy about calling a supervisor for failure to sign sucks. I don't need you, I'm taking it downtown. No, you're not. You're going to stand right here until I have a chance to talk to the violator. Looking at the young lady, and you see that she's pregnant and nearly full term. You introduce yourself to the woman and say, "Your signature on the citation is not an admission of guilt, ma'am. Only your promise to appear." I don't care. You think I'm afraid to sign a stupid ticket? If it was a check for $10,000, I wouldn't sign it for that witch over there. I can't believe the LPD would allow someone like her to patrol our streets. What a waste of our tax money. She's rude, abusive, and insulting. I refuse to sign a ticket for anybody who calls me fat girl. Would you please reconsider and sign the citation? Hell no, take me to jail. Poor woman. What should I do with this lady, you think? Alright, Morales, the violator said you were abusive and rude. Why don't I have a hard time believing that? Look, Sarge, it's obvious the lady's hysterical. She'd pop off if you looked at her funny. She's been belligerent and hostile ever since I stopped her. She's begging for a night in jail. So what are you gonna do, boss man? So, Chief, what is my choice? Incarcerate, take her to jail, pat, or signature. I'll witness her failure to sign. Obviously. And, you know, to the game's credit, at least it's very clear. Like, it's obvious that, like, Morales is a loose cannon, and you're not supposed to be agreeing with her or helping her in her, like, belligerence. So, we witness to her failure to sign. Wisely and correctly, you write refusal to sign in the signature box. Oh, whoops, I missed what she said. Oh, well, that's fine. She's complaining. Alright. Okay, well, goodbye. Alright. So, now, Morales was like a Roseanne Barr, so you hear her voice in your head. Kinda. To me, like, she's like, Morales strikes me as just like, if there was like a Police Quest movie, she would be played by like Michelle Rodriguez, doing her best, sort of like, I hate authority and I'm just a rogue kind of. So now at this point, it's time for freeway patrolling. There are how many stops? I think there's 3. Let's look. Yeah, there's 4 highway encounters, and you have to just go up and down the highway patrolling. It'll be like, oh, something's happening, right? So, and you have to do all of them, because if you don't do all of them and you progress in the game, you will eventually hit a point where you need to go to the courthouse, and it won't let you in because some script didn't trigger, and you have to start the game over. So, and you'll have no clue that it wasn't because of this highway sequence. The game just breaks. So, we're just going to go through these one by one to skip this nonsense. Alright. Patrolling the freeway. Oh, up ahead, you see a slow car impeding traffic in the fast lane. Alright, so let's have a look at this car. It's a lowrider, black Ford, license plate 22776. So we go to our computer. 22776. It's searching. And let's see, registration, blah, blah, blah. Vehicle ID, make Ford, year model 59. Juan Jose Ruiz. Alright, cool. Alright. Now we switch on the lights. And we wait. The driver of the vehicle sees your lights and finally begins to pull over. Alright. Oh boy. That time, 17:18, that's important. Alright. It's a lowered 58 Ford Fairlane. Nice flame job. And again, we have to walk over here. And, from the right side, or else we get mowed down. Sir, I pulled you over because you were driving too slow in the fast lane, and traffic was backing up behind you. He finished by requesting his driver's license and registration. What are you talking about, man? You guys always just want to hassle me. I'm not even going to try to do some accent for that, because that just feels like it'd be kind of racist. Say, you can check out my ride. I have a brand new Smoglia device. Just don't lean on my new paint job. After checking the registration, you hand it back to him, and he says, "You pigs are all the same, man." So now we go over here, and we put his license, I believe, into this. Yeah. You insert the driver's license into the slot with a lot of spaces between the two sentences. This activates the computer. So then we do a Form 900. Oh. Okay, and the time was 17:18, which you always need to remember on these stops. And the vehicle code is 21654, which, again, in the manual, it's for driving, it's impeding traffic. All right. So we grab that, you pull the ticket and the license out of the computer. We get out. And then we give him the ticket. After handing the ticket and his license to Mr. Ruiz, he says, "Ah, you pigs make me want to puke, man. I'll see you in the people's court, man." And he does take you to court later. Which is part of what the issue with the bug is, I mentioned. Judge Wapner will take care of you. Alright. And you have a nice day, sir. Alright, so there's that. And then you continue on your way on the freeway. And then, I wish Judge Judy was in this. She kinda is. There's a female judge. Alright. Alright, uh-oh. Wow, that guy's going really fast. Whoops. Let's see. It's a white Mercedes convertible, license plate number 34567. Ah, 34567, great. All right. Such nail-biting action. And that is registered to an Orpheus Hanley. Orpheus Hanley is a sound engineer who works for Sierra. And he makes a cameo in here playing himself. Now I need to go over here and turn on the sirens. The driver of the vehicle sees your light and finally begins to pull over. And it is 1801. We'll walk over here. The convertible has only one occupant. There's nothing unusual looking about him. Alright, let's go talk to him. Hey, good lord, where'd you come from? You must have fell out of the sky, man, because I never saw you. Sir, I'll need to see your driver's license and vehicle registration, please. Do you know why I stopped you? I know, I was speeding. I had to do it, man. See, I'm on my way to see this beautifully constructed female. A real Nubian queen, you know? Try to picture it, officer. She's got all these legs. Have mercy. They go all the way up. Can't I help? Can I help it if I'm a sucker for beauty? See, it was taking way too long to get to her house. Another 10 minutes and I wouldn't have been able to drive at all. You know what I mean, don't you, officer? I'm sure you wouldn't want a man in my condition driving around causing accidents, now would you? I was just trying to get off the road, that is. So yeah, it's just, this is funny little, you know, it's kind of funny that he's just like, oh man, I knew I was speeding, I just had to get laid. You insert the driver's license into the slots. And now we do form 900. Once again, it was 1801. And the vehicle code this time is 22349. And that's speeding. This game seems pretty good so far if you can skip the driving. We'll see. See how you feel about it later. Alright, take that ticket. Is shooting always an option? I don't know. Let's find out. Speeding equals death. Yeah, right? I didn't even know that was there. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, right, dude. Oh, I'm screenshotting that. That's good. Here, actually, let me get a screenshot of it over the guy. Yeah, that's good. All right. That even surprises me. Okay. Nice. I'm sorry, Mr. Hanley, I sympathize with you, but you're going to have to be more responsible when you're operating a moving vehicle. Gotta give me a ticket, huh? Well, that's what I get for being a hero. You're just doing your job. Am I okay to go now? You're all set. Slow it down and have a good evening. Oh, I will. Sonny never gets horny, so he doesn't understand. You know, I don't know. Maybe. You do have the option in both Police Quest 2 and the VGA remake of Police Quest 1 at varying points. It's optional to have sex with Marie. So, you know, he does get a bit Leisure Suit Larry sometimes. I'm just saying. All right. And now we go, and our third stop is going to be this other car. Oh. Wow, this guy's going really fast. It's a black Dodge with exempt plate of 12896. 12896. Oh, do you miss the poker game at the end if you do that in Police Quest 1 in the VGA remake? All right, so County of Jackson Sheriff Department. So that is an undercover police car. That is what you are supposed to take away from that. So that being an undercover police car, you know what? Let's just pull him over. Let's just do it. Let's just pull him over just to see what happens. I know he chews you out. I haven't seen it in a while. The driver of the vehicle sees your license and finally begins to pull over. There's a large man getting out of the car to meet you. The man has something in his hand that you cannot identify. Oh yeah? Hold on. I feared for my life! The man you killed was an allied agent reaching for his badge to ID himself. Your trigger finger gets you 5 years in jail and kills your career. Worth it. Thanks for the follow, Firehawk. You're carrying a deadly weapon. Don't use it lightly. I'm just learning. I'm just using what I learned from the cops. Sorry, sir. Okay. I'm great, Firehawk. How are you? All right. Now let's pull him over and actually see what he says. I've never actually done that before. That's pretty funny. All right, let's see what he does when we when he gets out and talks to us. Okay, he's getting out of the car to meet me. Okay, has something in his hand that I cannot identify. All right, you hear the man yell to you, "Police officer! I was tailing a drug runner. I couldn't ID myself on the road. Damn, maybe I can still catch up. Are we kosher here?" "I'll go get him. Sorry if I screwed you up." "Oh, I was speeding. You didn't know me from Adam. I'm out of here." Well. Well. There he goes. I better just kill myself. Damn, that's like Space Quest death right there. Jeez. Alright. Great. Thanks, Jim Walls. Okay. So what you're actually supposed to do in this scenario is just slow down and just not pull him over. You either decide not to pull over the allied agent. And then you get points, and then... That is pretty funny, just shooting him. Alright. And now... So you just die from a kind of unrelated cause. No, I willfully walked out into the street there. You just don't get points if you pull him over. Alright, up ahead you see a car weaving. Oh, jeez. Alright. Now, once again, we look at it. Like before Escort, license plate 01923. Let me just take the time while this drunk driver is out weaving all over the road to check my computer. Yeah. Joseph Haas. Alright. Now we turn on the lights. Basically, you're texting while driving. Yeah. Yeah, real safe, Mr. Cop. The driver of the vehicle sees your lights and finally begins to pull over. Alright. So, 1905. I'll walk over here. Oh, the suspect's car. Alright. Great. Sir, you seem to be driving a bit erratically. I need to see your driver's license. As he fumbles through his wallet getting his license, you think to yourself, it's obvious by looking, this man is inebriated. Have you been drinking, sir? Just a couple. Alright, officer, what'd you say we polish off a bottle of bourbon together? You think to yourself, if I continue inhaling the pollution this man is exhaling, my lungs will be worse off than the ozone layer. I think we, what was I say? It was 1905, right? Alright. Would you please step out of the car, sir, and perform a field sobriety test? Oh, wherever you shall, chauffeur. Sir, I want you to follow my finger with your eyes from side to side without moving your head. Okay. Oh. And you have to just kind of move the finger. Holy smokes, you think to yourself, this poor guy's plowed. Obviously, this man is too drunk to be driving. Yeah. He puked all over me. What horrible guy. Please place your hands on the hood of the car. And, then we cuff him. Alright. Sir, I have to take you into custody for driving under the influence. Please step over to the patrol car. Alright. So we get him in there. And then we, you know, get in here. What's he got to say? The driver says, "This isn't necessary, officer. I'm perfectly fine." Alright, time to take you to jail. Alright. And so now we're gonna skip to the jail. Here we are going to the jail. Alright. Oh. Then, once again, gotta open that, open the locker, put the gun in the locker, get the key. Alright. Get in here. Come on, this way. And then, we take the cuffs off of him. You remove your cuffs from the drunk. And go over here. Step over here, sir. No! Turn that on. The gas chromatograph. And then we, take that. I want you to blow as hard as you can into this tube. And... oh. Grab that. Alright. According to this, your blood alcohol level is 0.15. That's well over the legal limit. I'll have to book you. So now we take, don't we, oh, wait, no. We have to grab the drawer. Alright. Sir, please step over here and empty your pockets into this drawer. Alright. And then we, what do we do? We open the door. Okay. So what are we booking this fine upsetting citizen on anyway? And that is code, 23152. For being drunk. Alright. Here we go. Great. Thanks, Sonny. I hope the rest of your patrol is less exciting. It will be, because that's the end of my patrol. Meanwhile, at the Oak Tree Mall, Sonny's wife, Marie, is just getting off work. It's time for a cutscene. Alright. Did I just say 1832? That was, like, before that. Before, like, my... those traffic stops. Traffic stop was in 1905. All right, she's getting into her car. All right, what's going on? Uh-oh, this dude's smoking a cigarette. He must be up to no good. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Sonny Bonds, please call dispatch at once. Okay. I still have my cuffs, right? Yeah, I do. So she gets stabbed by a couple of shady dudes, which is, yeah, that is dark as hell. You're right. That is pretty intense. But it also takes her off the table for the rest of the game. Because she is going to spend the game in a coma. And the rest of the game is figuring out what happened. Who did this to Marie? So she's just been like this captive / victim for like most of the trilogy here. In the negligent hospital. Yeah, we'll get to that. Alright, so now dispatch. Respond to an assault at 300 block of East Rose, the Oak Tree Mall. Uh-oh. Oops. But that's where Marie works. I hope nothing's happened to Marie. 1838. Was I, hold on. No, it was 1905 when I stopped the drunk, and now it's 1838. I've gone back in time, everyone. Alright, so we go to the mall. Let's see, where are we? Oak Tree Mall, alright. Here we are at Oak Tree Mall. Isn't this the one with Marie dying? Yeah, if you screw up. The first thing that strikes you is that the car belongs to Marie. Then you see the paramedics working over a body. Panic begins to overwhelm you as you race to the ambulance. Oh no, you think, this just can't be, not Marie. We're gonna grab that locket. Wait. The hell? Hold on. No, that didn't go right. Sorry. Let's try that again. She has like a chain in her hand that you have to grab, and you only have a second to do it. Hold on, I better just reduce the game speed just to make sure I there we go. You remove what appears to be a chain from Marie's hand. Looking at the broken chain, you think Marie must have pulled this from the attacker's neck. And you ponder the thought, I just wonder if something else was on this chain. Oh. What's wrong with her? Multiple stab wounds, damage unclear. It doesn't look good. We have to get her to the hospital. Stat. Which is probably the only medical jargon they knew. We're ready. If you're going, you better climb in, officer. Alright, we're heading to the hospital, boys and girls. Marie is rushed to Lytton General Emergency, where doctors begin the race to save her life. They work through the night, fighting to stabilize Marie's condition. Sonny spends hours of agony in the waiting room. Although they manage to save her life, Marie remains in a coma. When he's finally allowed to see her, Sonny holds her hand until the pre-dawn hours, hoping and searching for some sign that she'll come back to him. Wow. Officer Bonds, I'm Dr. Wagner, the resident neurosurgeon. I'm sorry to say that your wife's condition is still quite serious. She's suffering from internal injuries sustained from the multiple stab wounds. How long she will remain in a coma is anyone's guess. In my experience, the presence of a loved one urging the patient back from that void is an incalculable asset. We're doing all we can for her physically, but you might be the only one who can reach her now. Sergeant Bonds, you look beat. You really should go home and try to get some rest. There's nothing to be done for your wife right now. We can all feel good about the fact that Marie is alive. Oh, we feel really good now, yeah. There's nothing... this situation, you just feel really good, yeah. Your beloved wife lies motionless in a coma. You wish there was some way to know what she's thinking, if she's thinking. Marie, please come back, baby. I can't go on without you. You fight to pull yourself together. I gotta go now, babe. You need your rest. It's been a rough night. Aww. Can't you kiss her? No? Okay. That's later. Just like give her a kiss. I'll get the best of who did this, babe. I swear it. As a fellow officer drives you back to your car at the mall, you fight to focus your rage, grief, and sense of violation into something you can live with. What you end up with is a burning desire to find and crucify the slime that hurt your wife. Yeah, she's in real good hands with these doctors, you're right. Somebody out there picked a wrong man to mess with. Alright, here we go. Ah, looks like another one bit the dust, eh? I understand you were here before they removed the victim. Did you catch any dying words? Notice any signs of sexual assault? Anything at all? Responding to your silence, the reporter says, well, if you don't want to talk to me, I'll just get the information elsewhere. Listen, you little blood-sucking piece of filth. The victim was my wife. You guys are all the same. Now get out of here before I forget that I'm wearing this badge. I'll give your paper some details, all right. How about I rearrange your face? Ah, geez, look, officer, I'm terribly sorry. I'm just trying to get the facts. I thought you cops liked that kind of loose talk. Helps keep things from getting too serious, know what I mean? Here's my card. If there's ever anything I can ever help you with, officer, give me a ring, huh? Again, sorry about your wife. Alrighty then. So now, you turn your flashlight on and begin a search of the scene. Ah, there it is. Alright. Oh, what's this? You catch the glint of an object lying just beneath Marie's car. You pick up what appears to be a medallion. Upon closer inspection, you recognize it to be a Bronze Star war medal. Oh, gee, could it go with the chain, a broken chain? And on the back of the Bronze Star is a number 09987. And then the reporter's business card with his phone number. Alrighty. Alright, and that is all there is to find here. Physically and emotionally exhausted, you decide to go home and get some rest. Look at this dude sleep until noon. Pfft. Even half asleep, you recognize Captain Tate's stern voice. Bonds? Rise and shine, pal. I need you back in homicide today. We've got work to do. Report in plain clothes. Sleepily, you reply, I'll be there before 1400 hours, Cap. You hate waking up without Marie next to you. You go through the motions of getting ready for work. And what's this? Oh, the music box plays Marie's favorite song. She liked to listen to it. Well, you were on duty because it reminded her of you. That song, that's so Sonny Bonds. Alright. Oh. Can I leave, please? Can I go? Jeez. I should just try shooting everybody, right? Everybody I see, just shoot them all. See what kinds of game overs I get. Alright. Now just double check I have my gun I took, right? Okay. Let's save. This is a good time to save, because this is day 2. There are 6 days in the game. Day 1 is probably the longest. And yeah, his house does kind of look like Grandma lives there. Like, what kind of crazy, I don't know. I think Sonny would be, like, close to 40, canonically. So I think he was born in, like, 55 or something. Alright, going to the homicide office. Oh, yeah. Captain T says, welcome back, Bonds. Sorry to hear about your wife, Marie. I'm assigning you to her case since I know you won't be able to concentrate on anything else. You might want to review another stabbing case to see if there are any similarities. The case number is 199137. Whoops. Officer Bonds, meet Officer Pat Morales, your new partner. Oh no, not you! Hey, Bonds, looks like we're stuck together, eh? Sorry if I've been a little rough around the edges lately. I'm not so bad once you get to know me. So, how in the world does she, like, this has got to be like a promotion. How does she get promoted to, like, homicide detective when she's obviously, like, a liability? In all the ways the games has been showing you that she's a liability and being repeatedly told this is something that clearly they don't tolerate. Like, the hell? Your partner, Pat Morales, is an attractive but tough-looking woman. Attractive but tough-looking. Like, they can be both. Jeez. And Officer Hanks. Officer Schrader Hanks is soft-featured but hardly soft-spoken. What's up, Hanks? Oh, wait, you interrupt Earl's reading. Oh, what's new in the local rag, Earl? There's a good article here about the newspaper helping another department find a witness to a shooting. Oh, cool. Maybe that's a hint that I need to call the reporter. So, one of the things he told me, I accidentally skipped past the dialogue, is that he assigned Marie a new case number, which is 199144. Okay. What's she got to say? Don't worry, your lady will pull through. Okay, great. Great. So, what we should do, I think I have to sit down here first. Oh, no? Huh? Huh? Ah, there we go. Shooter, yeah. That's... Bathtub, wait till a little later on in the game. And now I need to call the reporter, which his phone number was 555-0707. Look, Daily News, may I help you? You can identify yourself, blah, blah, blah. Yes, sir, officer. We'll get that in the very next edition. Good luck, sir. Oh, you're putting out, like, some information in the paper, looking for whatever it is. You ask for his help. So now I want to take my computer access card and use this newfangled PC, and then we'll look up some homicide cases. So first of all is 199144. Whoops, did it not get that last 4? Oh wait, hold on. Maybe it's review case. Okay, whoops. 199144. I clicked the wrong thing. All right, so that's Marie's case number that the captain gave me. The dialogue I accidentally skipped past. So that's Marie Bonds, date of birth 55. Victim of coma, puncture wounds measuring 6 inch by 1.5 inch, indicate the weapon as being a dagger. And the suspects were frightened off during the attempt on victim's life. Motive is robbery. And yeah, so that's what we know, right? And it's 341 East Rose. These addresses will become important. Okay. And now the other case is this one that he gave me, that he believes might have a similar MO. And this is Clifford Jones, white male, Caucasian, date of birth 35, blah, blah, blah. Location is 280 West Palm. And so, lacerated heart and liver due to multiple stab wounds. Puncture wounds measuring 6 inches by 1.5 inches indicate the weapon as being a dagger. Hair clutched in victim's hand. Lab analysis, blood type A negative. Incisions in the shape of a pentagram, very important, were located in the lower left quadrant of the torso. Pentagram was carved after death. Suspects during the process of a burglary were interrupted by the victim. A struggle ensued, and the victim was murdered. Okay, so multiple victims here with the same kind of cause, you know, the dagger stabbing, right? Recently, so. And now I want to use the serial number thing to look up that number on that bronze star that I got, right? It was 09987. And that is a U.S. Army Bronze Star awarded to Samuel Britt, infantry, for meritorious service during World War II. Samuel Britt, murder victim, see case number 199124. Okay. 199124. So what is this? Samuel Britt. Let's see. 392 South 6th Street. Lacerated heart and liver due to multiple stab wounds based on the puncture wounds measuring 6 inches by 1.5 inches. The instrument of death is believed to be a dagger. DNA analysis of hair clutched in victim's hand indicates a negative blood type of suspect. Incisions in the shape of a pentagram were located. So you see, this is like very similar. Ritualistic sacrifice / robbery based on the pentagram. Stolen property, military Bronze Star, serial number 09987. I don't know how they knew that, but yeah. So all of these have a similar cause of death, and these addresses they become important. So, and that was 392 South 6th Street, right? So now, so this is sort of interesting, where it's like you're actually having to review these cases and sort of put 2 and 2 together here about. I'll catch up with you later, Sonny, she says. All right. So it's interesting how you're sort of like going, okay, I kind of see what's going on. I need to write this down and sort of see how this correlates. Like it looks like there's a pattern here. So that's kind of cool. So now we're going to go over here. This is the evidence lockup. Physical evidence is positive here for analysis and safekeeping. So now, and because I'm about to enter a bunch of stuff, I want to make sure I don't screw them up. So we put this here, and we enter a case number, 199144, right? Yes. 44. All right, name, Marie Bonds. Description of evidence, Bronze Star. Location found. Scene of attack, mall parking lot. And disposition. Secure as evidence. So there's that. And then this chain. Same thing. Marie Bonds, evidence, broken neck chain, location found, clutching victim's right hand, a disposition, secured evidence. So, there we go. Guess it's time to call it a day. Before you close out your shift, you head over to the hospital and see Marie. So here we are at the hospital. Oh, look at this. You notice a flower shop off the lobby. Well, well, let's be a gentleman. Can I get you something, sir? I'm visiting my wife. I'm sorry she's ill. Perhaps a nice fresh flower will cheer her up. It's a rose. Alright, cool. Well, we're gonna buy a flower. I think I'd like a rose, please. Good choice. Our roses are particularly fresh and beautiful today. Here you are, sir. That'll be $2.50. You pay the florist and take the rose. Alright, let's talk to this person. May I help you, sir? I'm looking for my wife, Marie Bonds. Could you tell me what room she's in, please? Oh, yes, your wife's moved to room 307. Alright. So now we go up there. Joshua, did you make it in time? Well, for what? There's still a bunch of the game to go. For sure. So, now let's have a look at Marie. Your beloved wife lies motionless in a coma. You wish there was some way to know what she's thinking, if she's thinking. So, we give her the music box. Aww. Marie's eyelids flutter, almost as though she could hear her music box. I don't think this is the way comas work. Then we give her the rose. Oh, her finger twitched. You see that? You could swear that you just saw Marie's finger move. And then you give her a little kiss. You softly kiss your wife. Her eyelids flicker in response. And that's it. So, there's all these things you have to do for her. And if you don't do all of them, she dies at the very end. At the end of the game, you'll get another death scene where it's like, oh, Marie remained in a coma. She's a vegetable. Well, game over. At the very last screen. If you don't do everything right. All right. Feeling physically and emotionally drained, you drive home. Yeah, she dies at the end if you don't do everything right. It's a bunch of like little finicky things. There's a particularly egregious thing that you have to sort of like do for the doctors on day. It's like day 3 or 4 or something, or it's really stupid. All right, day 3. Waking up in Grandma's bed here, once again. Yeah, I already got the music box. I just gave it to her. Didn't you see? I just did that. I'm going through the motions, getting ready for work. All right. Well, her room, it's not really just around the corner from the hospital entrance. They tell you it's room 307. So you take the elevator and it just takes you to her room because there would be no point to having a bunch of extra screens. So, all right. So now let's head back up to homicide. All right, and we're going to just save the game once again. And let's see. Afternoon, Bonds. I was just on my way to the locker room. I'll be back in a minute if you need me. Okay. Good talk. Alright, your desk is near the filing cabinet. That's not what I was looking at. You have a phone message from the captain in your basket. Let's have a look. You pick up and read the message. Bonds, a Carla Reed called for you, said she saw the newspaper article about Marie. Better get on over there. I think she may have something for you. Strange address, though. 325 South 2nd Street. That's the old industrial park. Weird. Alright, well, I better get on over there. Oops. Oh my god, we have to click right on the door. Jesus. Alright. Now we gotta deal with her for the rest of the game. Driving her around. Alright. And now we're driving, and we're driving to this address to meet who? Carla Reed. And here we are. We're there. Well, what's going on here? Oh, I can't even look at things. What the hell? Alright. The shape of that pile of newspapers looks vaguely familiar. That's a strange way of putting that. The rusty shopping cart is loaded down with junk. Alright, let's go talk to her. Oh, why was that? What do you want? I'll just show her my badge. Ma'am, I'm Detective Sonny Bonds of the Lytton Police Department. Eh, so what you want from me? I ain't done nothing to nobody. You called and said you saw something at the Oak Tree Mall last night. I'd like you to come downtown with me and help us out, maybe give us a description. Oh, I'd love to go ride in one of them real-life squad cars. Okay, just help me put my stuff in the car. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but there's not enough room in the trunk for your cart. You'll have to leave it here. What? Leave my stuff? Oh, no, can't very well did I leave my stuff. Well, guess what? You handcuff her cart there, secure it. You decide to sue the old gal by securing her cart with your handcuffs. Alright, stick it, Sonny boy, let's go. Alrighty. And mercifully, the game actually just takes you straight back to the police station. So that's nice. Well, I need to sit and rest my aching bones, kiddo. Alright. I ain't eaten in so long my taste buds have amnesia. Alright, well, look at this. There's a brown bag sitting on the desk. It's probably someone's lunch. Let's steal it. You grab the lunch. You give the lunch to the lady. Peanut butter and jelly. You guys are real gourmets, ain't you? Thanks. Alright. You asked Miss Reed to tell you exactly what she saw at Oak Tree Mall that night. Oh, damn it. Miss Reed, stick with the incident with the man. Alright. Out of nowhere comes this big side of beef type guy, rams right into me, he does. You'd think an old lady like myself would get some respect. I don't ask for much. Dry spot to lay my newspaper, a few modest hands out, Carla, I really need you to finish telling me about the man who knocked you down. Oh, I socked him right on his leg. I broke my hand, I did, and he just grins at me right in my face. His ugly mug just grins at me like a devil or something. I'll never forget that face. Speaking of traumatic experiences, my ex-husband was a stockbroker on Wall Street, and I did a horror story for you. Okay, that's the cue that I need to use my computer. Put my card into the PC. And then we go to Tools and Drawing, Composite. So now, if you would give me a general description, it would mean like a fellow all dark and hairy. Real sour face with a hawkish nose, sharp beady eyes, and a leery brow. So what you do is you click on these things, right? And she'll start like telling you, oh no, that's too big, okay. And then you go through His eyes were small, kind of like those. Okay. Said hawkish, not button boy. So you click on these. Let's see. Let's keep going. Now we're in beadier. It's not even close. Them's pretty boy eyes. Yeah, we're making a me, aren't we? Yeah, his eyes were closer set. So, let's see. No, because I think these just move him side to side, up and down. Let's see. Them's too... Oh, Jesus, okay, she's just a little bit racist. Those eyes remind me of my nieces. And we just keep going. Those eyes look a bit sinister. Too droopy. He had alert eyes. So you just keep going and going. Little beady eyes. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Okay. She's a little racist. I'm sorry. Sorry. Oh, my goodness. Them's beady, but too far apart. Is this it? The eyes are a little too left. Okay. And then the eyes look okay. Okay. His face looks right. And so you continue down this list. The appearance is not random. There is actually a correct one, yeah. So in the interest, I don't want to go through all of this. So in the interest of just getting it all right, okay, here we go. This is it, right? So face looks right. Eyes look okay. Nose looks okay. Mouth looks okay. Brow looks okay. Hair looks okay. And the beard looks, in fact, okay. Okay. And now we click the search. That's the rummy there and one in the mill. I never forget his mean-looking mug. So there we go. Steve Rockland. He is at 214 Pigeon Court. Oh, as of January 89, his address was Pigeon Court, Gibbon, USA. Convicted on 2 counts of burglary, sentenced to 5 years in state penitentiary, paroled, and is currently serving 3 years probation. No wants. Rockland associates with, and at one time was known to be a member of the cult Sons of Darkness. It is suspicioned the cult deals in the sale of crack cocaine. Okay. So suspect's name is Steve Rockland, 493027. Okay. So now we know that. Okay. Whoops. I want to go home. He says, okay, let's go. So again, mercifully, he just drives her back to where she's going. Well, bless your heart, my car's still safe. And now I gotta go back to the car and take my cuffs. That's very important. I retrieve my cuffs, hop in the car. My partner's doing exactly what to help solve this case? Nothing, but there's I don't want to say a good reason for it, but there's a reason for that. You notice Morales checking her watch. She suddenly says, "Yo, Sonny, drive me over to the mall real quick, would ya? I gotta make a phone call." Grudgingly, you drive Morales to the mall. Sit tight, boss. I'll only be a minute. You notice that she's careful to take her purse with her. That is an important hint for later. So, you just wait here. And the thing about Morales, I mean, like, you'll see, she's not so innocent, right? And it's very, very obvious with showing you, like, oh, there's something sketchy about her, constantly. The first of many trips where she makes you drive her to the mall, which is kind of annoying. And you wait, 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 and you wait until she freaking comes back. Ugh. So yeah, see, so far, like I said, there's really nothing here that connects this back to Police Quest 2, Police Quest 1 or 2. Narratively, you'll see something in the next couple of in-game days that does. But it's so tangential the way that it's presented, and it comes out that it doesn't even make any sense. Oh my god, Morales. What are we doing? Do I have to get out of here? Jesus Christ. Look. What's this where Marie works? Some of the mall stores are undergoing renovation. Great. Ah, that's the Army Recruiter's office. And that's the shop of Zach the Keymaker. It's important to know for later. Okay. Well, let's get back in the car and wait for her some more. See, I'm back. Let's go. Alright. So it's another shift. You drop Pat off at the station and head home. Alright. Day 4. Here we go. You go through the motion of getting ready for work once again. Heading out and into the car. All right, here we go. Since it's day 4, we got a lot of places to be on this day. Let's head over here. Back up to the homicide office. So yeah, the game gives you a clear hint, like, her purse is something of interest. It should be something of interest to you. And it goes so far out of its way to make her seem sketchy that it's unless you're a kid, you know, like a 10 or 11-year-old in 1991 who doesn't really understand that level of nuance in terms of this kind of fiction, it should be pretty easy for you to pick up on that. Alright, oh look. Gotta take care of some woman stuff, Bonds. Be right back. Okay. Oh, great, alright. It's kind of weird. She's always just running off. There's a subpoena in my basket. What's up? You remove the subpoena. You're commanded to appear in the Lytton Municipal Court as a witness in the case of People versus Juan Ruiz. Well, You remember that you cited Mr. Ruiz for impeding traffic. Wow. Thanks for the follow, Corey DM. Before I go out to the courthouse, I am going to go upstairs because there's something I need up there. If you're a normal person, hey, I hope you remember this fact. Here, let's see. Head technician Mike Down stops the work and says, "Hey, listen, Sergeant, I'm a very busy person." Okay, well, how about we go rummage through your drawers? You look in the cabinet to see what loaner equipment is in stock. How would you know to do that? How would you even know? You see a tracking device in the drawer. I'm sure if you don't take this tracking device, yeah, you wouldn't even know, like, how am I supposed to do this? You remove the tracking device from Mike's desk drawer. You need that later. Now, don't you forget to return the tracker either. All right, great. I'm sure this is all, like, in the manual, right? Like, if you read the stupid manual. Another thing that I'm sure is definitely in the manual is the fact that I need to get speedometer calibration chart, a service record for this car's speedometer. Department of Penal Policy requires that all speedometers be calibrated every 90 days. Thinking about your upcoming court appearance, you wisely decide to take the speedometer calibration chart with you. And I suppose you would have when you go to appear in court, they'll ask you for this, and you'll be like, oh, I better go restore a game and look in the police car for that. All right, so now, there goes Morales. Wait for me, Sonny. Okay, I'll wait for you. You're a very good cop, and I'm glad you're here with me. So now we head out, and we're driving, and we will skip to the courthouse. Here we are at the courthouse. I'll be waiting for you in the car, boss. Okay, you do that, Morales. So here we are. You take the witness chair next to the deputy district attorney. The bailiff says in a loud voice, "All rise for the Honorable Judge Mildred Simpson." The bailiff says in a loud voice, "Court is now in session. Please be seated." Directing her attention to the prosecutor, Judge Simpson says, "Mr. Cannon, please call your first witness to the People versus Ruiz." "The People call Officer Sonny Bonds to the stand, Your Honor," says Ken Williams, president of Sierra Online, in this cameo. "Officer, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?" "I do." "Please state your name and occupation for the court." "Detective Sonny Bonds, Detective Sergeant with the LPD." "Officer Bonds, on September 14th, you issued a citation to a Juan Jose Ruiz. Is that correct?" "Yes, that's correct." "Officer Bonds, do you see Mr. Ruiz anywhere in the courtroom?" You point out Mr. Ruiz and say, "That's the man there seated at the defendant's table." Speaking to the court reporter, let the record reflect that Officer Bonds has identified the defendant, Mr. Juan Ruiz. "Officer Bonds, would you please describe the events which led up to your issuing a citation to Mr. Ruiz?" "Certainly, I had routine traffic duty that day. I had been on duty for about 6 hours and was patrolling the highway when I drove up on a line of slow-moving cars in the fast lane. I pulled around them in the slow lane, and when I reached the head of the line, I saw Mr. Ruiz in a 1958 Ford Fairlane, played by Andrew Dice Clay. I could see immediately that he was going way under the speed limit, so I clocked him. My speedometer registered 35 miles per hour. That's a lie, man. Well, irritated Judge Simpson raps her gavel. "You're out of order, Mr. Ruiz. You'll have a chance to tell your side of the story in due time." "Officer Bonds, could you show the court the speedometer calibration chart for the police vehicle you were operating that day?" And of course, I have that here. You hand the calibration chart to the deputy district attorney. "Here it is. Let the record note the admission of one calibration chart into evidence. I have no further questions, Your Honor." "Your witness, Mr. Meyer." "I have no questions for this witness, Your Honor." "You may step down now, Officer Bonds." "Mr. Ruiz, please step forward and be sworn in." "Mr. Ruiz, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?" "I do." "Please say your name for the court." "Juan Jose Ruiz, JJR." "Can you briefly tell us what happened that day, Mr. Ruiz?" "I was just driving, Your Honor, not doing nothing. I'm a very careful driver. I don't do no showing off or nothing in my ride. I wasn't speeding, I wasn't going slow, I wasn't doing nothing. These cops just don't like Chicanos, man, and that's the truth. He'd have busted me if I was going 54. Your witness, Mr. Cannon." "I have no questions for this witness, Your Honor." "Do you have anything further to say, Mr. Ruiz?" "No, Your Honor." "Any closing arguments?" "No, Your Honor." "No, Your Honor." "Then I'll proceed with my decision. You may step down, Mr. Ruiz." "Based on Officer Bonds' testimony and the evidence submitted, I find the defendant guilty." "Nice job, Officer Bonds." "Thanks." All right, well, case closed, guys. So if I hadn't done this, if I hadn't done that stop properly, and consequently hadn't done this court appearance, later on the 6th day when I need to come to the court to get a search warrant, it would give me an error that's like, you have no reason to visit here. That script, it would just screw up the courthouse script. And so that's one of those sort of like annoying fatal errors in this game that it was, at the time, you would not have known, and you would have been utterly confused and not known where to turn. Does this game have the point system? Well, it sure does. See up here, I've got 211 points out of 460. Actually, there are only 450 points in this game. That 460 is an error. You notice Morales checking her watch, she suddenly says. Yo, Sonny, drive me over to the mall real quick. Would ya? I gotta make a phone call. Alright. Gradually, you drive Morales to the mall. Sit tight, boss. I'll only be a minute. She seems in an awful hurry this time. She's even neglected to take her purse with her. So, past purse rests between the seats. She keeps a key attached to the handle. Oh. You take the key, knowing that it'll have to be returned before Morales notices that it's gone. Good thing we got this key maker over here. What can I do for you? Need a key made? I make keys for big locks, small locks, clocks, cars, tanks, and banks. What do you need, fella? Oh yes, no problem with this little jewel. I'll have a coffee in a second. Oh yeah, fella, that'll be $2.50. Everything's $2.50 in this game. You give Zach his $2.50. Thanks, buddy. Another day, another $2.50. What a joker. What a joker this guy is. And let's see, we have pass keys and the duplicate key. In the nick of time, you replace Morales' key and hope she doesn't notice anything funny. And just to confirm, we still have the duplicate key. See, I'm back. Let's go. All right. Whoops. I keep skipping dialogue. I'm sorry. It's annoying. It's very finicky. The radio comes alive. 64 David Litton. Morales says, "This is 64 David. Let's go ahead." Dispatch comes back and says, 187 in alley 300 block of West Rose. One traffic unit is 1097. Morales throws the call. Litton 64 David copies and we are responding. Well, you heard it, boss man. Let's roll. Alright. And we need to go to this 187, this homicide scene on West Rose. Here we are. In this giant alley. It's just like a parking lot here. The victim's over there in the dumpster. Call the coroner. He's on his way. I'll be posted at the entrance of the alley waiting for the meat wagon if you need me. Alright. I'll do the camera bit, Bonds. Alright. So you're gonna take some pictures. We'll take some nice pictures. Hi, Chihuahua, Jesus. Good lord, game. Okay, Sonny, I got him. And now, what I gotta do, I gotta open my trunk. And, I actually gotta go put these flares in the trunk. That's what that box is for. We open that, and we have a scraping tool used to scrape dried evidence, such as blood or paint, off of other surfaces. Envelopes used for protecting and storing collected evidence. Toothpicks are used for removing evidence from small places, and that is where the camera was that she's using. So we'll take our stuff, and we will go and investigate. First off, go look at this guy. Oh my goodness. His face looks anything but peaceful. A bloody shirt covers the upper torso. You examine the body. By its skin color and state of rigor mortis, you'd guess that the victim's been dead for at least a few hours. Looking closely at the victim's hands, you notice what appears to be hair and skin embedded. Spelled very wrong, embedded under the fingernails. So we use, I believe, the toothpicks here. Huh? Using the toothpick, you scrape under the victim's fingernails. You then place the collected skin and hair into a sample envelope. Then we want to check him. You carefully search the body and remove the victim's identification. That is one Andrew Dent. All right, cool. And now, guess what? Oh, you look carefully at the knife wounds in the upper chest. Not a pretty sight, but it's the pentagram carved into the flesh that really hits you between the eyes. Not another one, you mutter. That's all it needs. Some freaked out serial killer that thinks he's got a hotline to Satan. Oh, okay. Let's see. I believe we take our notebook. We click it on him. Carefully write down the information in your notebook. All right. So that's that. Hey, Bonds, nice day, eh? Hang in there, Leon. You log the victim's information in your notebook before handing the ID to the coroner. Ah, not a pretty picture, huh? Let me guess, his name isn't Lucky. I'll take care of it now, Bonds. You can go catch some bad guys. All right. Let's have a look at this car. You notice a fresh dent marked with gold paint on this side of the car. Well, well. Let's use that scraper. Get some paint. You carefully scrape some of the gold paint transfer from the side of the white car along with a little white paint into the paper envelope. All right. And I believe... Let's see. We got to get the VIN. You notice... Whoops, no, that's not what we want. Oh my god. Do what I want you to do. There we go. The windshield is marked with the vehicle identification number. It's 127633. And I gave him the guy's ID, right? Okay, cool. And then, because this game's so realistic, I have to put my freaking stuff back into the trunk every single time. Such realism. Such tense police action. Police Quest 3 from Sierra Online. Almost too real, yeah. Reality role-playing, guys. And then we head back to the police station, which, guess what? Boom, right there. I'll catch up with you. Gotta run to my car. Why am I always driving you to the mall if you have a car? Jesus. Can't you make phone calls, like, from your desk? God. Alright. Thanks for the follow, Cujo. Cujo 1923. If you were actually born in 1923 and you're interested in these games, that would amaze me. Alright. Now we go back to the homicide office. And we go to our PC. Our new IBM compatible PC. Our home computer system. With that sweet 5.25-inch disk drive. And now we want to have a new case file. Based on the information you obtained at the murder scene, you open up a new file on the Dent murder. So now we have Andrew Dent, Puncture wounds measuring 6 inches by 1.5 inches indicate the weapon as being a dagger. Ritual cult murder associated with the attempted murder of Marie Bonds. 376 West Rose, Lytton, USA. So now, and that's Steve Rockland. That's the suspect that the facial composite identified, right? And so we have 4 addresses for 4 cases now. Okay, this is important. So now we've done that. And look at this. Where's Morales? I don't know. Yeah, let's save the game in case she can come in and kill us or something. I wonder what we can find in here. Oh, you find a piece of paper with a series of numbers on it. 386. Oh, carefully. You close and relock the drawer. All right. Now we got her locker combo, everybody. But unfortunately, I cannot look into her. I can't go into the locker room yet. That's a whole thing on a different day. There's a note in my basket, though. And that is from Dr. Wagner. He's called and said he would like me to stop by the hospital. All right, well. Let's do that. Look, her number's 386. The kind of computer you would have been playing this on, huh? Get it? Programmer humor. She's a real big gamer, that Morales. So now we want to go in here and we want to book what do we have? It's a paint sample and a skin and hair sample, right? We want to do that. Book that for 199145, which is the case we just opened. And that's Andrew Dent. Gold paint. Found left rear quarter panel of abandoned 1973 Ford Pinto. And analyzed for possible vehicle type. Alright. And then we get the other one. Wait for her to come back. And book that under the same case. What case number? 199145. And that's Andrew Dent again. Skin and hair samples. Found under victim's fingernails and analyzed for DNA profile. All right. And so we're done with that. All this booked evidence, like, it gives you points, but it doesn't lead to anything. There's nothing that it really that comes of it. So it's just to get points. It's annoying, though. So here we are, headed to the hospital, because that's what that note said to do. Here we are at the hospital. And let's see. You're saying, I think I'll make a phone call while you're upstairs. All she does is makes phone calls. It's like she's in high school. Jesus. God. Alright, so now Dr. Wagner's face is grave as he says... What does he say? Oh, I'm afraid I don't have any good news, Sonny. Marie's condition is unchanged. There's nothing more we can do but wait and hope. Thoughts and prayers. Again, I'm sorry, officer. Now if you'll go excuse me, I have other patients to attend to. Hold on, let me get my gun out. Actually, Jesus. Okay, can we be incredibly cruel and just be like, nah, we're gonna... Jesus. Marie's condition might be reversible. Don't give up without a fight. I'll just kill myself. I can't pull my gun here. Wouldn't that be dark if you could just be like, oh, and just end it? That'd be awful. So, watch this. Look at this. What's this chart say? The chart shows that Marie's IV dosage is supposed to be set at 0.005. Okay. The digital readout indicates Marie's IV dosage of 0.15. This hospital staff is negligent in killing her, and this is totally just a malpractice lawsuit right here waiting to happen. Oh, I can give her a kiss? Mwah. Oh, you softly kiss your wife. Her eyelids flicker in response. But guess what? This IV is wrong. We're going to push that call button and hope the nurse is on the way. Yeah. Yes, indeed. So Sarah Palmer. No, that's not Sarah Palmer. That's Marie Wilkins. Okay, can we... Oh, I gave her another kiss. Oh, that's nice. Oh, here comes the nurse. You need something, Sergeant Bonds? In an anxious voice, you tell the nurse you're concerned about the IV dosage. I'll get the doctor to check on them right away, officer. Such tense, realistic police action! Torn between feeling foolish and genuinely alarmed, you explain to the doctor that there seems to be a discrepancy between the IV dosage on the chart and that on the IV meter. The doctor looks doubtful as he checks the chart. Then the IV. With a red face, the doctor says, "Oh, why, you're correct, Sergeant Bonds. This dosage is obviously incorrect. I don't understand this at all. I can't believe our staff could make such a serious error. I've readjusted the IV. Perhaps Marie will feel better now. Well, I'm off to fire someone and frantically try to avoid a malpractice suit. Goodbye." Okay, great. Okay. So, that's ridiculous. Everything about that is stupid. Okay. Oh yeah, the Batman voice is appropriate because Sonny's totally Val Kilmer, right? Yeah, that's true. You drop your partner off at the station, then drive yourself home for some much-needed rest. All right. Time for day 5, everybody. This is where it gets exciting. This is where we have some tense action and get to pull out our gun for the first time. Are you ready for that? Yeah. All right, you go through the motion of getting ready for work once again. We are going to be off. Back to the good old PD. LPD. Okay. Well, it's not so much that he knows that Sonny knows the correct dosage for drugs. He was just looking at the chart and looking at the IV and going, oh, there's a discrepancy here. You know, I mean, it makes sense, but it's also just like a completely stupid puzzle. That, again, if you screw that up, if you don't do it, if you don't think to do it, like Marie just dies at the end. It's dumb. Oh, yo, Bonds, be back in a sec. Okay. Let's see. Look at this. Check this out. The memo advises of a mandatory attendance of all female officers for physical performance testing at the beginning of shift tomorrow. Maybe that would be an excellent time to check the women's locker room. Since I have her locker combination. What's this guy doing? Looks like you're getting bored, Hanks. Nope, I'm just trying to see if there's a particular pattern of these homicides by marking the locations. Oh, Earl seems lost in thought. Huh? That's interesting, isn't it? Well, well, well. Let's boot up the old PC. Evidence added to case number 199145. Well, let's have a look. Just making sure here. Great. Ritual occult murder. Evidence, gold paint transfer, General Motors sedans, 1976. Great. All right. Okay, now watch this. This is dumb. So we have a city map. We can plot crimes here. Okay. So we can use that grid to plot all this stuff, to plot these plots wherever I want, right? And what you have to do, you have to look at those addresses. And you just have to plot them, like plot right there. And right here. I don't really remember the exact. I'm just using like a thing a reference to do this. But so there are 4 addresses that you plot these plots at, right? These points, and you're like, oh, where would the 5th one be? Where's the next one? And you remember, oh, it's in the shape of a pentagram, right? And so we go check pattern, and we draw this in the shape of a pentagram. And this was an incredibly buggy sequence back at the time. Fortunately fixed here by patches. But this was just one of those stupid puzzles that a lot of people just couldn't solve without a hint book. Okay. Your pattern has formed a perfect pentagram. Can this show the location of the next murder? Well, I don't know, can it? So, boom, right there. That's it. So, now we want to call dispatch. The voice on the other end says, "Dispatch, can I help you? You advise dispatch to broadcast an all-points bulletin for the possible suspect vehicle. You describe the vehicle as being a gold General Motors sedan with possible white paint transfers. You also advise the occupants may be armed and dangerous and to approach with caution." I've got it, she says. I'll put this out in the air immediately. So now there's an APB out on one Steve Rockland, who is the suspect for these murders. Thank you for the follow, Return of the Rat. I am glad you have returned, Rat. So, let's just go out here. And let's walk over here. Let's have a walk over here real quick. So yeah, there's the criminal psychologist's office. Let's go in here. We haven't been in here yet. And the criminal psychologist, well, he is not here. Dr. Ames Shearer. Ooh, made of soft Corinthian leather. How fancy. It's one of those mindless executive toys. Look at those balls right there. Look at that. It's a personnel file. Let's pick up the file on his desk. No one seems to be around, so you pick up the file. You notice that it's a personnel file of Pat Morales. Afraid of being caught snooping, you read only the doctor's summary. 1. Displays chronic insubordination. 2. Irrational hatred of authority figures. 3. Low self-esteem. 4. Borderline sociopath. Okay, well, I mean, this could have been a file on me up until number 4. But, okay. Summary. Evaluation was suggested by Internal Affairs. Officer Morales was involved in the destruction of evidence on 3 different occasions. Internal Affairs concluded the incidents were coincidental based on insufficient evidence for disciplinary action. You return the file to the desk. So they have a file on her, right? They're like, something's wrong with this girl. All right. Well, we know that, so that's one more, one more strike against her there that we have to use against her when the time comes. So now we want to head to the car. Where are we going? We are going to be going to 200 East Palm, which is the site of the 5th, where I found on that pentagram. That's the predicted site of the 5th murder. Okay. So again, I'm going to restore a game here. Here we are at this site, and it is the Old Nugget Saloon. And that, right there, look at this. You look at the parked car and notice that the license plates are missing. The car matches the description of the suspect vehicle. Giving the car a closer look, you see what appears to be a fresh white paint transfer. So this is the car. Yep, bingo, your motorized car now, you SOB. This is the car that belongs to whoever the killer was in that alleyway murder. Okay. Get my stuff here. Okay. And now I'm going to use the scraper. Get some of this paint. Carefully scrape some of the white paint transfer off and put it in an envelope. All right. And now, guess what? This tracker, electronic tracking device. We're going to plant the tracking device on the suspect's vehicle. All right. Now, the plot of this game is pretty compelling. Too bad the puzzle design is such a massacre. The plot of the game so far is... It's kind of interesting, the direction it's going. It gets completely derailed on the final day. In terms of, like, the actual, like, emotional payoff of all of it, it gets bad. I'm going to check out the back for the suspect, Sonny. Okay. Excuse me, sir, is that your car parked right out front? Not me, I drive a Harley, man. Sorry to bother you. Excuse me, sir, is that your car parked right out front? No, my car's been in the shop all week. Why? Oh, nothing, thanks. Oh, can I not, oh, let's talk to this guy. Is that your car out front? Anybody here smell bacon? Alright. Pretty good. Know anything about that car parked out front? My customers' cars are their own business. Okay, thanks. Uh-oh. What's the deal with this guy? The punk's hateful glare burns right through you. Well, let's see. Well, there are all the ways we could die here. Let's check. Oh, can we not even talk to him? You look carefully at the man. He closely matches the bag lady's physical description of the suspect in Marie's stabbing. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, I'm supposed to, like, pull my gun. There we go. Bam. Dead. Got him. You shot the suspect without probable cause. Based on the damning testimony of the witnesses, you're convicted and sent to jail, where you meet an obese inmate named Popeye who makes you his special friend. Wow. Alright, okay. Okay, officer. That's some nonsense. Whew. Jeez. Jeez. Alright. Well, can I shoot anybody else? How about that guy? How about that guy? How about her? Alright. Okay, now he runs off. Okay. And did I get some more points for that? I don't know. You curse as you watch the suspect getting away. Darn it to heck! Fudge! What's going on? Oh, shoot, he's fudging getting away. Alright. So, what we do is we turn this on, and we turn on this tracker. Can we not turn on the freaking tracker? It's a tracking screen, yes. There we go. Alright, so we get on the gas, we're going here. We're chasing the guy. Right? The blip has stopped on the freeway. Okay, it's stopped. So it's just stopped right there. It will remain stopped until I get to it. Okay, right there on the freeway. That's where I have to go to. This could have been some sort of... Well, it could have been some exciting chase, right? But it's not. Although, given this game's garbage driving mechanics, I don't know if you could have made it exciting so much as aggravating. But, yeah, so this car just immediately, he crashes, right? Like, that's why it stops on the freeway. And now I have to change directory to, my second, list of saved games. But I'll restore straight to where that is, okay? Up ahead, you see a car overturned in the middle of the freeway. You slow to a stop. Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if Morales was like, oh, hold on, before we go get him, I gotta make a phone call, Sonny. Can you drive me to the mall? The one phone booth in this whole city? Alright. So here we go. Holy mother of God, look at this mess. I'll get on the radio and call for support, Sonny. Go ahead, I'll take care of this. Okay. So, here we are. I want to open here. Get these flares. Alright. Because, here, let's make another save game. Because, of course, if I just walk up here and I'm like, oh, gee, oh, I get mowed down as usual, right? Can't walk out on the freeway or else the one car there will kill me. Okay? You become the ultimate roadkill. I'd watch that show, The Ultimate Roadkill. You have to take care of that oncoming traffic. Check that manual. Okay, thanks. Thanks for that. Okay. So, what we do, we take the flares and just throw them out here on the road. You lay a flare pattern on the road to block traffic until the accident has been cleaned up. And there's this guy who said, I'll take care of directing traffic. Yeah, you do that. We'll look at this guy. No, it's the guy from the bar, alright. He won't be doing any talking, though. But then he'll never stab another man's wife in a parking lot again, either. The keys are still in the ignition. It's the punk who tried to blow you away at the Nugget. He fits the bag lady's description to a T. You regret that you didn't get your hands on him before he died. Alright. You remove the keys from the ignition. You search the battered body, but find no identification. Uh-oh, there's the ambulance. This miraculously just didn't hit me. Now, let's talk to these guys. The attendant's busy looking over the scene. And there's the coroner. Bonds, what brings the sergeant? This is my little mishap. The stiff was a suspect on a case of mine. He tried to pop me in a bar back in town. We were in a hot pursuit when he rolled his vehicle. He matches the description of one Steve Rockland, but we can't be sure until we have a positive ID. I see. Well, he wrote pizza now. I didn't see any ID on him. Well, I'll make a positive ID and call you when I have something. That coroner is played by Sierra designer / producer Josh Mandel. Thanks, Leon. Alright, and now we have his keys, and we can open his trunk. And look what spills out. Oh, upon opening the trunk of the car, several packets of cocaine fall to the ground. Apparently, this guy had several bad vices. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags of cocaine. Look at that. Cocaine is packaged in 5 heavy-duty plastic bags. Apparently, murder wasn't this guy's only pastime. 5. That's very important. Get those. Hey, Sergeant. Go ahead, Sonny. I'll round up the evidence. Sure you will. Thanks, Sergeant Bonds. I'll stay for the cleanup. You and Officer Morales can take off now. Great. Cool. And now we head back to the police station. Here we are. I'll catch up with you. Gotta run in my car. Okay. Alright, so now we gotta put all the stuff back, because that's what this game makes us do. Whoops. And there we go. Alright, alright. We'll go over here, book some evidence. Take that. Case number 199145. Name, Andrew Dent. Description, white paint sample. Location found, left rear quarter panel of 1976 GTO. Analyze for possible matches with paint from other car in that case. Okay, cool. I believe that is a thing that's supposed to get you points, but doesn't. Like I said, the maximum score is 450. It's not 460. But there are a number of things you do that you would think, like, this should give me points, but it doesn't. Alright, now we will go up here to the old homicide office. Alright, there's a note. Okay. The note reads, Sonny, Dr. Wagner called again to remind you that it is important for you to see Marie every day. Maybe he's feeling real bad about that IV screw-up, and he's trying to avoid a malpractice lawsuit. He's being really chummy. Huh. Well, well, well. What do we have today? Let's get in the car. Oh, wait, gotta wait for her. She's really useful. And now we are headed back to the hospital once again. Great, here we are. End of the day. Oh, I think I'll make a phone call while you're upstairs. Oh, okay. That's surprising. Thought you did other things other than make phone calls. Alright, and there's Marie. Guess what? There's nothing I need to do. That's simply the trigger to the end of the day. You drive your partner off at the station and then drive yourself home for some needed rest. You'd think maybe the evidence could be the trigger. I don't know. That's just weird that you just go to the hospital to end the day, but there's nothing you have to do. Alright, day 6. Last day. Now see, just ask yourself, seeing what I've been doing and knowing the game, does it feel just narrative-wise like this game is approaching any sort of climax? Like there's anything especially special to this day or what's going on? Does it feel like things are ramping up? Because to me it doesn't. To me it just doesn't. There's not like a particular sense of urgency here. Still, right? Has there really even been much of a story at all? I mean, you're slowly sort of just putting together these... Yes, you're putting together these leads on this case, and you're trying to correlate these murders that have been happening that your wife's stabbing is a part of, and trying to figure out, like, well, what is this? And that's what sort of culminated in that freeway accident with Steve Rocklin, who's now dead, we can... I don't know, I guess charitably call him one of the game's 2 antagonists, but there's never, he doesn't even say a word to you, right? There's no real confrontation. He just hops in his car and leaves and crashes and dies in the end, right? So, I don't know. Alright, let's see. Bonds, the coroner called and said he has something important for you. Something he found on the fatal crash victim last night. Better go over to see him pronto. Then he just leaves. Your partner should be back from her physical testing any second. Well, huh. Is that so? She's gone for her physical testing. Let's boot up the old IBM compatible PC. Evidence added to case. But what would I do if I didn't... What if I didn't know to review this every day? I would be lost. Let's have a look at this case. What's going on here? Let's see. Evidence. 4 1-pound packets of cocaine. 4. Why are there only 4 packets of cocaine? I counted 5. Huh. Sounds like we've got some evidence theft on our hands, eh? Well, well, well. How are we gonna handle this one? Oh, whoops. We're not gonna handle it like that. I'm just so used to hitting the G button. It's like I'm just like on autopilot. Oh, what is this kooky situation? What do we got? Hey. The janitor looks friendly enough, so you strike up a conversation. Oh, you know, there's a great little lake just outside town. It's chock full of bass. It's called Bass Lake. Okay, great. I want to go into the women's locker room now. Oh, what the heck you doing, Sarge? This is the ladies' room. It's right next door. Okay, so he's gonna just block us, right? By the way, that guy, that janitor's played by Sierra's creative director, Bill Davis. All right, let's see. Is that her locker? Oh, I was right. Boom. 3, 8, 6. Boom. Oh, wait. I'm stupid. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm like sitting here being like, I have to open her locker. This is the men's locker room. What am I? I'm stupid. I'm insane. All right. Let's unroll all the 2-ply toilet paper, creating a big wad. Okay. We got a bunch of toilet paper. And you toss the water paper into the toilet, flush it, plays loudly, and starts to overflow. Yeah. Distraction. Waiting for the elevator is like waiting for the boat in EverQuest. I think waiting for the boat in EverQuest is a little worse. Van Tooney. Okay. Mr. Stump, the toilet in the men's locker room is overflowing. Think you can take care of that for me? It's a real mess that I had nothing to do with. Well, I sure can't. Heck, I'll get right on it, Sarge. Alright. Alright, now we can go into the women's locker room. Sorry, I was like sitting there at my locker being like, why doesn't Morales' locker open? Alright, which one is it? Is it that one? Is it that one? Aha, it's that one. 3. Ooh, look at this creepy music. Yeah, women's locker rooms are so creepy. Oh my god. Unbelievable. It looks like Morales has been stealing packets of cocaine. You'd better leave the cocaine here. If it were missing, Morales would get suspicious. You take notes on what you found, which doesn't give you points, again, right? It's kind of weird. Well, well, well. She's stealing cocaine. Oh, goddamn, what? I keep going to the wrong floors. I'm cursed. Ugh. Okay, 2 is where I want. Jeez. Alright. Captain, I have reason to believe that my partner Morales has stolen some of the evidence from the Rockland case. I'm also beginning to suspect that she may be in league with this cult. Alright, Bonds, I'll have the IA boys check it out and keep an eye on her. Play it straight, but be careful. Alright, so that... Again, if I hadn't done all that, again, I would just die on the last screen of the game. Right? I think you have to do all of that stuff right in order to, like... progress properly. And it's just like the most nonsense. Ugh. dead man walking situation in any Sierra game almost. It's one of the worst ones. Especially when you see what a pain in the ass it is going back and forth with all the driving you have to do on this day. Oh, look, it's Morales. Great. You cocaine-stealing partner. You raging cokehead. So now I have to drive to the coroner, which, guess what? Here it is. Okay. Coroner. Can I imagine if I didn't put sustain on that thing in the beginning? Yeah, that's terrible. This building houses the county coroner's office. All right. Ooh, creepy. Look, an envelope on a table. It's an object in a Sierra game. I have to get it. Inside the envelope, you find a cult ring, a cult book, Marie's locket. You remove these and discard the envelope. Well, let's see. Marie's locket, cult ring, cult book. Wouldn't you think that there would maybe be some weird, like there would be like a description of like whatever jewels inset there, or some kind of inscription that you turn the cult ring around and you find something? Or wouldn't you think you could read the cult book and gain some insight about this cult? Wouldn't you think that? You can't do that though. Can't do any of that. All right, let's see. The toe tag reads, DD suffer much? Good old Leon. He has so much fun naming the John Does. The toe tag reads, Jason Harper. Okay. Just gonna go rummage through the dead bodies. Okay, the toe tag reads, Stephen Rockland. Underneath the name is a note. Bonds. Caught you peeking. Stepped up for a bite. Be back soon. Leon. That wacky coroner. Oh, what a character. Oh my god. What's happening here? I better shoot him. Oh, how tense. Oh, it's just you. It's just Josh Mandel. No, in Sergeant B, I had a hunch you might show up. Those wacky coroners eating, always eating. You might find it amusing. I found it on your dead suspect. Looks like you. Looks like you have a fan. With a sinking feeling, you recognize the old news article covering your promotion. A red marking pen pentagram mars your photograph. Well, I wouldn't worry about it, Bonds. You look good in red. Not to worry, I've got a positive ID on your stiff. Named Steve Rockland. Last known address is 500 West Peach. See, you found that manila envelope I put out for you? That stuff in there was Rockland's. Hey, drop by for lunch sometime. All slices up and fresh pastrami. Get it? Because I'm a coroner. Bond, you okay? You look a little green around the gills. I'm just a coroner. I'm always eating a sandwich when I'm working with dead bodies. That's the trope. Okay. So, now we have all that stuff. And we have this newspaper clipping, a news article drawn about you. Pentagram has been drawn over your face. Okay. So now, for whatever reason, you decide to drive to the hospital to check up on Marie. Marie, lowercase m. They couldn't even bother to capitalize her name. That's how unimportant she is to this game. You have a lead on your suspect, but they're like, go to the hospital first. And of course, she's got to make a phone call. Okay, great. This is tense, realistic police action. God. Alright, so, watch this. You want to see the creepiest thing ever? Watch this. Marie's eyes finally open. The warmth of her smile gives you hope for the first time since her attack. You're a lucky man, Sonny Bonds. Maria's alive and whole. Look at this, the warmth of her smile. She looks like one of Joker's Smilex victims. Look at that. Oh, you're overjoyed to see your wife recovered. I never lost hope. I just knew that somehow, some way, you would come back to me. It was your strength and your will to live that brought you back. With real close to nailing the animals that caused this. You're gonna be fine now, sweetness. You'll be up and around in no time. Yeah, so you can't even, she doesn't even like talk to you, right? Here. Let's just end it all, okay? Here. It might be reversible. Here, let's shoot her equipment. No? Okay. Let's call the nurse. Let her know the good news. Oh, you don't need the nurse now? Really? Really? The coma patient just woke up. We don't need the nurse now? Really? Okay. Okay, I guess we don't need the nurse, even though the coma patient... You gently kiss Marie's lips. Okay, alright. Let's leave. Okay, mwah, okay. Okay, you're awake and mute. Okay, goodbye, baby. There's no, like, joyful, like, oh my god, Marie, like, there's no, she doesn't speak to you, the doctors don't come in, there's no celebration, it's just like, whoop, her eyes are open and she looks like a nightmare. Cool. So yeah, and yeah, even if you do that, and, like, her eyes open and all that, and you didn't give her the music box or whatever, or didn't fix the IV, whatever it is. If you don't do all the steps, she dies at the end. It's so dumb. All right, the car radio interrupts the silence. Dispatch. Attention all units, there's a structure fire, 500 West Peach Avenue. Any units in the vicinity, please respond for crowd control assistance. Morales. Hey, that's just a few blocks from here. Let's go to the weenie roast. Morales gets on the radio and informs dispatch that you are on the way. So here we go. Pat places the portable red light on the dash. Yeah! Alright. Hold on. So, if only they had gone to this now burned down house before they went to the hospital. Maybe we would have caught them if we had been following proper police procedure, don't you think? So yeah, there we go. I'll go take care of the gawkers across the street, Sonny. Yeah. Great, thanks. Hey, rough call as soon as we're done here. Wants to grab a beer down at Johnny's. Okay. Great. And the game's speed suddenly wants to slow down for some reason. What appears to have started the fire? Looks like arson to me. She went up awful fast. Do you have any idea who might have started it? It's under investigation. You go in if you like. You thank the fire chief and let him get back to work. Guess what I need? I need to walk back to my car all slow and get the tools out of the trunk. Alright, let's see. Don't need the camera. I never need the camera. It's always Morales who does the camera stuff. So yeah, if they had just, like, come here before the hospital, this would not be an issue. Okay. The walls are marred by fire. The carpet is melted in places to a molten polyester mess. And just something else that was melted by the intense heat of the fire. But what is this here? You notice something shiny sticking out from under a mound of burnt refuse. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? It looks like a photograph. You pick it up. And here is our flimsy connection. It takes you a moment to realize what you're seeing. You feel goosebumps crawl up your back. The man on the left is none other than your one-time arch-nemesis, Jesse Baines, the Death Angel. The man on the right bears a striking resemblance to him. You don't believe this. The Baines brothers, Michael and Jesse. Well, well, well. It's Jesse Baines' brother. It's a revenge plot. A pentagram has been carefully painted on the wooden floor with red paint. As you study the floor within the altar, you notice a dried puddle of blood and hair. It appears to be the remains of some sick sacrificial ritual. Your stomach turns. Alright, well anyway, let's see. Now I need to get my scraper. You carefully scrape off some of the dried blood and hair and put them in an envelope. Alright. Why are there stalactites / mites with lava in this apartment? I don't know. This is just their way of showing everything burned up. I don't know. Oh my god, please leave the apartment. How do I get out of here? Oy. Well. Yeah, so the guy on the photograph, right? You shudder again as you look at the photograph of Jesse and Michael Baines. So yeah, the guy on the left here, whoops, that's Jesse Baines, the Death Angel, the villain from the first 2 games that you were pursuing in the first 2 Police Quest games. The guy on the right is Michael Baines, his brother, a character who has not existed in this series until this point. And also, we're supposed to glean here that they are at 522 Palm. See there on the right, 522 Palm. That's a clue. You're supposed to intuit that. So, whoops. Oh my god, that constant noise is irritating. All right. How far am I in the game? This is the last day. And guess what? Guess where we're going. You notice Morales checking her watch. She suddenly says, I can't wait to make that phone call. Well, let's just go ahead. Yo, Sonny, drive me over to the mall real quick. Would you? I gotta make a phone call. Okay. As it so happens, at this point, there is something to do with the mall, which we grudgingly drive Morales to. Sit tight, boss. It'll only be a minute. Great. You notice that she's careful to take her purse with her. Well, guess what? This time, we are going over to this Army recruitment center because that picture of the Baines brothers indicates Michael Baines is military. Good day, sir. Good day. You look like a man in need of a career. You made an excellent choice. The Army is the only life for a man. Outdoor adventure, free room and board, good old-fashioned discipline. Get those newfangled namby-pamby TV zombie ideas out of your system and get your life back under control, know what I mean? Oh, that sounds terrific, but I already have a good career, thanks. Alright, now we're going to show him our badge. You show the recruiting officer your badge and identify yourself. He looks closely at your credentials, making sure they're legitimate. When he looks up, he seems more cooperative. Ah, yes, sir, Sergeant, what can I do for you today? Well, let's show him this photo. You show the photograph of Jesse and Michael Baines to the recruiting officer. Can you give me any information on this man? His name is Michael Baines. He should have a military record. Let me see here, Sergeant. Let me just type into the computer of all military records ever and that I can access here. And here we go, Michael Baines. Let me get you a printout because that's the way the military works. I could just access all records right here. There you are, Sergeant. Hope it helps. No security issue here, Chief. We just have all the records of everybody right here. Right here. I'm just gonna, yep, You take the printout of Michael Baines' military record. Browsing through Michael Baines' military record, you come across the following information. Career gunnery sergeant. Exemplary record. Bearing and behavior. Beyond reproach. Behavior alteration noticed following brother's death, Jesse Baines, at the hands of the police. Admitted to military psychiatric facility following a particularly violent outburst. 2 injured. Returned to active duty, but began displaying more violent antisocial behavior patterns. Unprovoked physical attacks reported. Medical discharge from Army for psychological instability. Well, what do we have here? Serving in the Union was a pleasure, sir. Don't forget the U.S. Army if you ever need a change of careers. Thanks, I won't. Won't join your stupid team, that is. Okay. Well, all right. No offense, actually, to any military service people. That is not actually how I feel. All right, back to the police office. Oh, catch it, Wood! You gotta run to my car. Poop Riot. Yes, I have been playing that recently. More on that later, though. Gotta keep this focused for Sierra Saturdays. So, what we want to do now, it's mentioned in that military record that he saw a psychologist, so it might be good to go to our police psychologist here and see what he has to say about this character. Oh, and gunnery sergeant is a Marine term, not Army, specifically. Tiber. Oh, thanks for that little nugget. Huh. So they got their military jargon wrong, huh? Interesting note, if I go back into the homicide office... Actually, let's go see like if this patch fixes that. Now I'm curious because I'm right here. If I go back to the homicide office and talk to him... The coroner called and said he has something important for you. So it's that same conversation you have where he sends you to the coroner, but it results in the game going into like a time loop and screwing everything up. Why is this game made so well? All right. Let's go over here. Let's show him this military record. You hand the military record to the doctor. Oh, lovely. I get to peer into the mind of yet another scumbag. The doctor reads Baines' military record, then goes into his analysis pose. Oh, rather interesting, actually. He briefs you on the character of Michael Baines. This guy's not your average scumbag. He's closer to a slit his own mother's throat variety. I'd know more if I examined him, but based on this, I'd say he's a schizophrenic psychopath. This guy's criminally insane, Bonds. I'd be careful how I approached him. So, just cartoon psychiatric diagnosis. This is like Law and Order caliber nonsense, right? Like, okay, you read one file and you're like, yeah, better be careful. He's really gonna mess you up. He's not your average scumbag. And to note, just so we're all on the same page here, this military record that I got of Michael Baines says that he was a good soldier until he learned of his brother's death, and then he started acting erratic and crazy, right? All right, and we also want to just book this. $19144. Name, unknown source, specific evidence, blood and hair samples, location found, burned out house, 500 block, West Peach. Disposition, analyzed for DNA profile. But as it turns out, none of that evidence matters. Doesn't ever go anywhere. Thank you for the follow, Slater USA. And now we're going to go to 522 West Palm, which was the address identified on that photo. Now, imagine that I'm driving between all these locations right now. Okay, just imagine the driving happening. Here we are. Here we go to 522 West Palm. Okay. Oh, we're here for you, Sonny. Okay, great. This house looks like a shack, but judging by the barred windows and heavy front door, it's well fortified. Discarded junk in the yard adds to the house's air of neglect. Looks like a happy little mutt. Oh, puppy. Oh, you got more important animals to worry about today. That's not true. He's a good boy. Let's see. The old car reminds you of the car you had while you were in college, except this one is in better condition. Oh. There's an electric meter on the side of the house. Electric usage does not interest you. It's bizarre that they actually made Text for that? Alright, uh-oh. You see that? You see that? Somebody walked by the window. You can hear movement inside the house, but no one answers. Here, want to see something funny? Let's try going up here. Oh, looks like I fell through a gate to hell because I'm dead. Well, looks like not all of the house was fortified. Alright. So, in any case, I went here and I knocked on the door. I got points for doing that. So it's important to do that. You know, you have to do that in order to be like, oh, there's nobody here. Alright. Well, now I have to drive to the courthouse. Drive all the way to the courthouse. And these things are like across town from each other. Okay? Oh, we went for you in the car, boss. That house, that fortified house, is on the, like, extreme northwest corner of the map if you look at the city, the grid. Okay? You request to see Judge Simpson in her chambers. Well, officer, what's on your mind? Your Honor, I need to obtain a search warrant. Oh, well then, how about I just write one up for you? Come on, officer, you know the rules. I need some evidence before I can issue you a warrant. So you hand her, and this would be the part where if you booked any of these into evidence, this newspaper or the photo, you wouldn't be able to progress because you need to be able to show the sir to get the search warrant. You hand the news clipping to the judge. You try to convince the judge, but she insists on more evidence. I can see you've done some good detective work, Officer Bonds, but I need more evidence to justify a search warrant. So you give her the photo. You tell the judge how the photograph of Michael and Jesse Baines helped you locate the suspected crack house. Your Honor, I'm convinced there's some sort of cult operating a crack house at this location. Well, this looks like very nasty business indeed. You've sold me. I'll sign the warrant. Judge Simpson lays the warrant on the desk and says, Good luck, officer. Contact me if you need any further assistance. Okay, great. Got my warrant. And then we get going, and then we go back to the house. Imagine I drove all that way. Okay. I got the back, Sonny. Keep your head down. Alright, great. Oh, yeah, we get the warrant. Oh, I guess I just knock again. Obviously, there is somebody home. You'll have to find some other way to serve that search warrant. I again get points. Now, and this is all in the manual, according to this, I need to go back to the court. Oh, great, she's coming with me. I have to go back to the courthouse, and I have to get a battering ram. Okay. Imagine I'm driving all this way. Oh, gee. Go back to the courthouse. Battery rams are stored at the courthouse. No, I have to get the judge to like authorize the use of the battering ram. You request to see Judge Simpson in her chambers. Judge Simpson looks up as you come into her chambers. I see your back. Did you have a problem with the warrant? No, not the warrant. Just getting a tree. The place is fortified. There's only one way to get into that house. I'm requesting a special order to use the department's RAM unit. The judge studies you closely, then says, I see. All right, officer. I trust your judgment. Just make sure you have plenty of backup. You pick up the judicial order. Whew. How much time does driving add? It adds a significant chunk of time to the game. It drags out the game a lot. And And I am, of course, as usual, being highly efficient because I know all the puzzle solutions, right? But I would say it probably extends the game by like a third of the game is driving. It's annoying. And it's boring. I mean, there's nothing to it. It's just like navigating the grid. There's no challenge to it. There's nothing exciting that happens. There are no other cars on the road other than you. All right, here we go. Thanks to Judge Simpson, the ram is in place and ready to go. I got the back, Sonny. Keep your head down. All right. And we'll save the game here. And just based on what you've seen, like, does anybody really think that? Does anybody feel that outside of this like this tense music, that there's any sort of climax we're reaching in terms of narratively? Like, does this feel like the end of the game? Because it doesn't to me. It just feels like, oh, this is another suspicious place we are investigating, right? But as you can see, I have 415 out of 460 points. We're pretty close to the end here. All right, well, let's see. The Ram is a fortified military vehicle that's been converted for police work and fitted with a steel hydraulic boom. It can get through just about anything. Your backup officer is in position. Ah, my one backup officer. Judicial order. Oh, they can't even be bothered to capitalize that first, the sentence. Right, see what I mean about, like, the objects? There's being no, like, oh, cult book. Oh, cult ring. Okay. It doesn't tell me anything. So check this out. Alright, we're gonna go in. You can hear movement inside the house, but no one answers. Alright. Alright, well, let's go. Let's do it. Let's give the order for the Ram to proceed. Wait till I'm in position to take out the door. Oh, and then guess what? He saunters right in. Oh, doot-de-doot. I shot that punk. Freeze. You're supposed to equip your gun before you go in. And usually you'll walk in, you know, if you don't know what's going on, that guy will just roll out and kill you, right? And if you saw, there's a guy who just immediately upon you entering, this guy off cam said, "Don't shoot, I give up." A second suspect is surrendering. It takes you a moment to realize it's Michael Baines. Don't you move an inch, buddy. Alright. Well, here. Oh, can I not just kill him? No? You better restrain him first. Actually, I don't think there's, like, anything... He like, isn't a threat. Like, the man you shot's dead. There's nothing of interest on him. Okay. I mean, you can just, like... Oh, dirt. You better do something with the suspect first. Dirt. He doesn't, like, try to attack you. There's nothing... There's no danger. And then you just put your cuffs on him. You feel a sense of satisfaction as you slip the cuffs on the wrists of Michael Baines. I'll take it from here, Sonny. And then he's just gone. He's just gone. That's it. That's like, quote-unquote, the antagonist of the game. The other of the two antagonists, Steve Rockland and Michael Baines. And he's just dealt with. He's done. There's not, he says one, between the two of those guys, they say one sentence to you the entire game, and that's it. That's its entire connection to Police Quest 1 and 2. The Kindred. The end of that. Like, there's no payoff. He just shows up. He just comes out. He's like, don't shoot. You can't cuff him, and it's over. It's like they ran out of time, right? So, let's see. You don't have time for that now, okay. Large fireplace dominates the room. Alright, so what else is there to do here? Okay, well, I guess I'll go out. Oh, look. Oh. Hey, Sonny. Dispatch radio that you might need the canine unit, so I brought Spike over. Oops. Go on. Get it, boy. So the police dog kind of just shows you, like, okay, well, what's going on here? Spike looks agitated. He seems to have found something. Well, is he a good boy? Spike prefers not to be petted while he's concentrating. I can't talk to him. Scuffed up cushion sits on the couch. All right, what do we have here? You look underneath the filthy cushion and find a remote control. Okay. All right. Spike looks agitated. Seems to have found something. Okay. Well. Okay. What's here? I don't know. I can't do anything to the wall or the fireplace. What's going on? Well, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. Gee. Well, I did get this remote control, right? TV remote control. Okay. Well, what are we supposed to do with this? Oh, let's use it on the TV. Okay. Okay, well, that doesn't do anything. Well, that doesn't do anything. Well, that doesn't do anything. And you just keep doing this. Well, that doesn't do anything. Well, that doesn't do anything. Oh, that doesn't do anything. There. There. And then you just stumble upon, what if I hit 8? Oh, gee. What is this? Part of the fireplace is moved away to reveal a hidden staircase. There's absolutely no... There's nothing to indicate that that remote control opens a hidden passage when you press a certain button. This is like a rush job, right? So here we are. The shelves have various supplies. The table's covered with various tools to make drugs. The barrels contain chemicals to make drugs. Drugs. Seedy-looking place with all the room of a drug lab. Okay, great. We don't want to disturb the evidence. No, don't want to disturb any evidence. Although we better pull our gun out. Clicking it on myself. Because that makes sense. Let's walk over here. Okay, let's walk out. Oh no! A guy's gonna shoot me. I'm dead. Yeah, so they were making drugs. Yeah, we just stumbled onto Heisenberg's drug lab. A good police officer is always prepared. You'll do better next time. Oh, thanks. Thanks for the pep talk. Alright, so what we do... Oh, is it when I try to leave the room it happens? Oh no, what? The hell? Oh, there. Boom, and we shoot him. Boom, dead. Alright, again, another nameless random guy. Okay? Random character. Ah, you shot him! Hold on while I check his vital signs. I'd like to say it was fun, Bonds, but you've been a real pain in my ass, you male pig. But, oh, look at that! Oh, somebody shows up right behind you. I'm Detective Hooks, Eternal Affairs, person you've never heard of. We've been keeping an eye on her since your report. Congratulations. You've not only solved your murder case, but you've also found and incapacitated a dangerous cult that was processing crack. Now all that's left is to fight the paperwork. You're almost welcome to the routine of it all. There is such a thing as too much excitement. That's the end of the game. That's it. Right there. Like, she shows up and tries to kill you and gets shot by Officer Hooks from Police Academy, a character you've never met before who only shows up if you clicked that sustain box and found all the cocaine and told your captain about it. That's it. That's the end. So there's not even any context for, like, here, let's just keep going. I've got a lot to complain about after this is over. So, okay. Do. Oh, and here, if you didn't do everything right, he would enter the hospital and it would immediately go to a death screen with Jim Walls being like, Marie's a vegetable. For now, let the cleanup crews do their job and the guilty sleep, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You get to see Marie. There she is. I don't think I'll ever be able to look at you again without feeling what I feel right now, without remembering what a miracle it is to just hold you. Speaking of miracles, Dr. Powers has just given me a bit of news. Oh, Sonny! We're going to have a baby! Babby? How is Babby formed? Marie, we're going to have Babby. Alright, so LPD recently received the top secret list of names and occupations of the members of alleged electronic terror. Oh, this is just the credits. It's blah blah blah, Jim Pretty Boy Walls. Oh, you mean the guy that didn't design the game? Okay, cool. God, what a dumb game. So here's just the credits, and that's it. So yeah. That's that. So everything about this, like I said, you know, the stakes never feel urgent, right? The main villains, right, are Steve Rocklin and Michael Baines, and they are involved so briefly and really kind of peripherally in terms of their actual role in what you're doing that they barely even register. Like, there's no direct conflict with them. And Baines only says that one. He's like, "Don't shoot, I give up." They say one sentence to you the entire game, right? Every plot element and investigative thread that gets introduced feels like the writers were just sort of doing their best to just try to keep the structure from collapsing, right? That's what it feels like. And there's kind of a skeleton of something interesting, right? When you're like sort of being like, oh, there's these different addresses and trying to put the pentagram and the pattern together. That's kind of neat, but it just like devolves into this like the dumbest, most sort of like rote Law and Order-ish kind of cop and lawyer trope filled thing, right? And just like there's no climax, there's no payoff at the end. You know, like the game just sort of stops, right? It just ends. It just like now the game is over. Okay. There's nothing. It doesn't feel, even when you get to that crack house and everything, it doesn't feel like there's like something building up, right? Like in Police Quest 1, it's like, oh, we're going to do this sting operation at the Hotel Delphoria. You're undercover, and ooh, there he is, the Death Angel. He's taking you to your room, and you're like, everybody get in here and take him down. And so you feel like things are building up, and there's like an actual like, oh, we got him. And, you know, in Police Quest 2, you're like trailing him, and you trail him to the city of Steelton, and you find his lair, and like Marie's there, and you rescue her, and you get ready, and you have like this shootout. And in here, it's just like, I killed a couple of random guys, and the game's over now. So yeah, I mean, I kind of wonder if like more was originally planned beyond that the crack house section. Like narratively, to me, it would have made better sense if Baines had escaped and led Sonny on like a chase or some like climactic pursuit, and then there had been some sort of like dramatic sort of like, you know, you killed my brother and ruined my life, you know, and had like some kind of like First Blood-esque like breakdown, right? And maybe like if they really wanted to be like, ooh, they could have had it end in like his suicide or something. I don't know. Like that would have been like interesting. And they could have had maybe a more substantial reveal of Morales and like her role as like an inside accomplice, or like they don't explain her at all. Like, what's her deal? You know, how does Sonny involve? You know, how does he like come to the conclusion that she's involved with this cult? You know, she's just stealing evidence, and like, why did she get assigned to the homicide division? Like, what is up with her at all? It doesn't explain her connection or anything to them. Back when these games came out, they had all of these officially authorized strategy guides / novelizations of all the game series. So there was like the King's Quest Companion, the Space Quest Companion, the Leisure Suit Larry Bedside Companion. Most of these were written by an author named Peter Spear. There was one called the Police Quest Casebook, written by Peter Sisko. And the novelization of Police Quest 3 has to jump through so many hoops to justify all of this narratively. That novelization, I wish I still had it so I could read it to you, but the novelization actually, like, it bends over backwards to rationalize her whole role. It wound up making her the Baines' half sister, which the game doesn't do. But like, at least it's something. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. It just ends. It's like they ran out of time, I guess. And yeah, the game is definitely over. Yeah, it just sort of ends, and that's it. So, yeah. But that is Police Quest 3, the Kindred. That is actually the last time. That's the last game that Jim Walls made for Sierra. Like I said, he went on to work for a company called Tsunami Media. And I'll get to that when we talk about the Police Quest 1 remake, which he was not involved in at all. His name's not even in the credits for it. But yeah, that's it. That's Police Quest 3. That if I had included all the driving, yeah, there would have been like, I suspect, being highly efficient, there would have been like an hour of driving. This would be like an hour longer of just driving if I had done that. So yeah. So thankfully I cut all that out. But anyway, that's the end. That's this episode. I hope you enjoyed it for what an annoying, dumb game that was, at least in my opinion. And hopefully next week you will join me for, I believe, Heart of China. Let's see. Yep. Next week is Dynamics' second adventure game, Heart of China. And that's sort of a 30s pulp era kind of game. A little bit Indiana Jonesy, sort of. Yeah, that'll be the next one. And yeah, hopefully you'll be here next Saturday. Thanks for watching, whether you're watching here on Twitch or on YouTube. You really help me out by following my channels, especially my my YouTube channel. I'm getting closer and closer to that 1,000 subscriber milestone where I can start kind of monetizing what I do here. So yeah, if you like what I do, follow me, subscribe to my channels. If you're here on Twitch, hey, throw me that Amazon Prime sub if you have it. I'd be happy to take it. And if you want, there's some tip jars down below to my Stream Elements tip jar and my Patreon. If you want to throw me a couple bucks for what I do here, if you're enjoying it, support what I do. And yeah, you can watch these on Twitch every Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. And do I own box copies of most of these? There's Police Quest 3. And let me, hold on. Oh, there, the shelf on that side. Yeah, that's the Sierra. That's the Sierra shelf there. I'll probably be. I got a couple more things I need to kind of add to it, but yes, I own all of these. I own every adventure game, with a couple of exceptions, with the exceptions of a couple of the early pre-King's Quest ones that have never been part of any compilations. I own every Sierra adventure game ever made. So, yup. All right. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all, hopefully all of you, most of you, next Saturday. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, goodbye.